Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind Games League Season 4 playoffs. At the end of the day, we're handing out $250 to one of these four teams playing. Stacks here alongside Captain Chase. We'll have Boz pushing all the buttons behind the scenes for us. And Captain Chase, we've seen plenty of these teams both inside the Mind Games League and out. And looks like, just on paper, we've got a pretty good matchup here with Firewall and RR3 Gaming to kick things off.
Yeah, we saw RR3 with a victory in Week 4. Well, we didn't see it. It was behind the scenes. But they did get a victory over Firewall in Week number 4, a 2-1 series victory. So we're going to be seeing if they can duplicate it here. And I believe we're doing best of 5s today in all of these sets, except for, I believe once we get closer to the end, we'll have best of 7s. But it's going to be a great matchup. I've seen both of these teams. I'm interested to see which team comes out on top.
Yeah, and in this matchup, this could very well be a preview of what we see in the finals. Firewall and RR3, they met right at the end of the regular season in league play, and it was RR3 actually taking it 2-1 over Firewall in a very closely contested series. The other two teams we have in this bracket, Luminescence and the Bluebirds, and Luminescence is kind of the team that statistically doesn't belong here. You've got three teams that scored a ton of goals, had plenty of assists, and then you have Team Luminescence that had a goal differential of 0, but they're the number 2 seed.
Yeah, they played really well, and like you said, 0 goal differential. You wouldn't expect a team like that to be in the playoffs, but they have found their way in, and these players are ready to go. They want to get going, and we do too, so let's get going. RR3 and Firewall. Stacks, take it away, buddy.
It'll be Vel, Kev, and Ice Teasy for Firewall. And on the RR3 side, Speed Freak, he is the key for RR3 alongside Limbo and IRVL. More about those players certainly as the series goes on here. Game 1 of a best of 5 in this opening match, and Speed Freak looking for an early goal. He's usually the table setter for this RR3 squad, leading the team in saves and assists. If you're not really a striker, he's your kind of player. Here's Limbo waiting for this ball to come off the corner. He's not going to get there, and it's Vel who sends one away. Speed Freak up the ladder again. He'll set one up for IRVL, and that one's going to be saved by Ice Teasy. Rebound goes high from Limbo, and plenty of opportunities early for RR3. 3 shots in the first minute.
Yeah, and we're seeing a matchup between the top offensive team and the top defensive player here. Ice Teasy is our leading goal scorer as well, so a storyline of top goal scorer versus a save man and assist player, and we'll see which one comes out on top. And right now, it's looking like RR3 having the majority of the pressure as they're going to get the opening goal there from IRVL.
IRVL third in the league in goals, tied there with Clokey in the league play. He's going to get it started here, though. Ice Teasy just not able to get there. He's the team leader in saves for Firewall. Of course, you say team leader, you kind of say that with tongue-in-cheek because they've got about 40, 50 saves as a team through the regular season. So plenty of defense to be had by this Firewall team. Plenty of offense as well. The league's leading scorer, Ice Teasy, ties the game.
Great setup here by Vel and Kev, just making the defense bite. IRVL last man back. He's all the way across in the back post. Ice Teasy will put that to the near side and tie this game up.
Ice Teasy finished the league play with 23 goals. He was 7 clear of second place. That was Hansen, who we will presumably see later on in the bracket. It's Speed Freak right now, going up against Vel, and here's Kev. He's going to have possession, dribbles right through the defense, but Limbo has the save. And now RR3 looking to break out quickly. Speed Freak going to set up Limbo, and he just couldn't adjust to that ball. Doesn't matter. Speed Freak scores, and the hits keep coming.
Great job here by Speed Freak. Vel and Kev. It looked like Kev may have been out of boost, not able to get there. IRVL tried to come in for the goal. Like you said, tied for third in the league, looking to continue that show of form. But he kind of pool shot Speed Freak into it, and we have a 2-1 game.
These 4 teams only separated by just 2 wins in the standings. That's how close the top 4 are. You can expect all of these series going to be very, very close. Nobody swept anybody in the regular season among these top 4. Here's Limbo, and that's going to be taken away by Speed Freak. That's not going to result in a shot, though. Vel for Kev. Firewall looking to tie the game quickly. They can't, as IRVL gets in the way, and Limbo's going to have this away. This RR3 team, they like to work quickly. You wouldn't know it by looking at the standings. They play a lot of defense. They are among the top save gatherers in this league. Actually, they were number 1. Firewall, they were number 2. Go figure. Here's Vel looking for a shot. Not going to get one. That's going to be well wide. And Ice Teasy's shot's going to be easily blocked by IRVL. So after a lot of goals, Captain Chase, the play has kind of slowed down a little bit. Nobody's really gotten a good quality opportunity.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of ping pong come out from these 2 teams, but now a counterattack coming out. Limbo's going to get a goal, and we were kind of seeing something like that coming. A little bit of overcommitment from Firewall here. Kev tries to get up there, but Limbo, with a great flip, pushes that ball deep into the blue side and right on target. 3-1, and RR3 is looking to run away.
That lull in the action led to an open net goal, and now RR3 looking to add on to it. They got the ball on the right side of the field, empty net, but the shot's going to float high. And now Ice Teasy, that's just wide, right off the post. Kev's got it lined up, but the shot was deflected. Looked like Limbo got there. And now Limbo's recovered. He's in front, looking to pass all the way down to the corner. Could not connect with Speed Freak. And Firewall, they need to work rather quickly now. They're down to about 90 seconds here in game 1. It is a best of 5. But this is a team that they've had trouble with in RR3. I believe they're the only team in the top 4 that beat Firewall. As this will be popped up by Speed Freak. And Kev not able to get possession for his team. Limbo trying to stall things out on the side. And now Speed Freak unable to get the shot, and again, it looks like things are slowing down, and really that's going to favor RR3, you would think, because they've got the lead.
Yeah, they're just trying to waste time off the clock, and this ping-pong action will do just what they want, as we just hit 1 minute remaining, and they're looking to just maintain possession as long as they can. Firewall really need to get something going here in the last 30 seconds, next 30 seconds or so. As Ice Teasy's going to take a shot, but he's going to put it wide. He definitely needs to make those on target. He's our leading goal scorer for a reason. Let's see if he can get one in here.
Misspoke a moment ago as Limbo scores. Firewall actually lost to both the Bluebirds and RR3. But right now, they're losing big to RR3 as Limbo cuts the tough angle.
Yeah, great cut there by Limbo. And again, we're seeing a little bit of overcommitment. But in this stage of the game, Firewall needed to overcommit, being down the 2 goals. Play a little bit of aggro, but in this, now they find themselves down 3 going into 30 seconds remaining. I'm going to go ahead and say that RR3 is probably going to win game number 1 here.
Yeah, and for Firewall now, it's just about, well, getting this game over with so you can get into game 2. You kind of get the sense that for the last 2 minutes of this game, they have not been able to play their game at all. They've been chasing RR3 all over the place, chasing this game as well. Final 10 seconds going to tick away. And for RR3, a 9-shot barrage. By comparison, only Firewall had 7 shots that they were not on target at all. That's the weird part for a team that's usually very accurate. Again, Ice-T, one of the more accurate players, 56% shot accuracy, but it wasn't there here in game 1 as RR3 rolled to a 4-1 win.
Yeah, RR3 looked very solid that game, and most of their shots on target. And as you see there, you know, you got 2 shots from both IRVL and Speed Freak, and they both had an assist and a goal apiece. So you could almost count those second shots as being the assist. I mean, their plays were so good, they kept them close to the net, and it just made Firewall uncomfortable in the beginning parts of that game and in the middle as well. And you're seeing some good play from RR3. Firewall, you know, they had a good rotation in the league play. Ice-T was playing as the 3rd man, just coming in to do the cleanup work. If you want to make something happen, that might be a way to do it. Have him play that 3rd man again.
So for Ice-T and company, of course, Ice-T, league leader in the goals and shot accuracy, and as a team, Firewall right near the top of just about every stat, including at the top of goals scored. But again, that's as a team. They only score 1 in game 1 against one of the teams that really gave them fits at the end of the season, RR3 Gaming. 1-0 to RR3. But it's a long road ahead, at least 2 games remaining in this series. And you have to imagine Firewall is going to bring it. 5 minutes on the clock, and we are underway in game number 2. And it's Ice-T getting things started for Firewall. There's Firewall participating in last season's playoffs as well. That series won by Copenhagen Flames over the team of Ashton, Tylacto, and Eichwolf. We will presumably see Eichwolf a little bit later on if the bracket works out that way. Here's Kev with a shot. Easily stopped by Limbo. But a good pass out in front for Ice-T and a boomer right under the crossbar.
Like I was saying, you want to see Ice-T come up as that 3rd man and get those goals, and he does just that. Rotates in with a great pass coming in from Kev, and that right underneath the crossbar shot. That's the accuracy you like to see from Ice-T.
1-0 for Firewall. They scored 1 goal in game 1. They got it out of the way early here in game 2. And IRVL with a challenge, going to bring this back down to the Firewall zone. As RR3 looked to equalize quickly. They had a stretch about the first couple minutes of game 1 where if you blinked, you missed a goal. But it doesn't look like we're going to see that here in game 2. As Firewall have settled in. Got a double commit there, though. Kev's got to sit in front of the net. And he will make a save. Kind of a soft shot. One of the easier saves he'll make all season. Here's IRVL. His shot off the backboard. It's an open net, but nobody's there to crash the net. And Kev is able to clear this downfield. Ice-T beaten by IRVL. And we'll see how RR3 responds to adversity. They're trailing by 2 now as Ice-T picks up his 2nd.
And I think Ice-T was listening in here as he does rotate back to 3rd man and sees the empty net coming in for that wide open goal to give them the 2-0 lead to Firewall. So again, we saw the type of accuracy from Ice-T, and now he's got 2 goals on 3 shots, getting back into form here in game 2.
Game 1, a runaway for RR3. Game 2's looking like the exact opposite. As IRVL comes up empty. You wonder maybe if these RR3 guys start to do too much. As this one goes right through everyone, it's Vel making it 3-0.
That ball had some eyes going down. Good shot there by Vel, though. Speed Freak overcommitting to midfield, and IRVL rotating back, not able to get back in time. But 3-0 now. And like you said, Firewall's looking to run away with this.
That's the key in baseball, isn't it? Hit it where they ain't, and that's exactly what happened for Vel. Still at the bottom of his team's leaderboard, but he'll take the 3-0 lead right now as everybody is just firing on all cylinders for Team Firewall. Ice-Teasy gonna pop one up. It's Vel climbing the ladder for it. Does he have enough boost to follow this up? He does not, and IRVL will send it away. Now Kev looking to center. That's easily sent away by Speed Freak. Again, he's the assist and saves leader for this RR3 squad, but right now they need goals. They need anything to go their way. IRVL centers for Speed Freak, but there it is. Not usually a striker, and he couldn't put that on target.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted. We want to see some goals, but Speed Freak's going to have to be the one to set him up. As, like we said before, IRVL third in goals, and you need to see them be able to get the passing plays between those two if they're going to make this comeback happen as we hit halftime.
Speed Freak now making that tricky transition from the back wall to the side, not able to keep possession. And now Limbo, low-hanging fruit in front of him. He'll find Speed Freak. What a play set up by Limbo to get RR on the board.
That's what you like to see. It's the fight back starting out now. They needed that goal, and that will come at a critical time. Vel tries to get back to get the save, but again, just putting it in that lower 90 is going to make this a 3-1 game.
Plenty of energy to be given to these two teams, and well-deserved. They're going to put on a show here in our opening match. This is a double elimination bracket, so the loser here is not quite out of it, but of course they'll have a long, long road ahead if they want to win the Mind Games League. It's Speed Freak trying to set up here, and he can't. It's Vel with possession. Now Ice-Teasy going to clear another one away. And Ice-Teasy comes down from the ceiling. Nobody expected this, least of all his teammates. And Speed Freak will have the clear. We'll see if Firewall can get set up again, or if RR3 will have a chance to get back within one. Double commit in the corner won't help things. And Limbo, all he can do is clear that away, try and play keep away from Team Firewall.
Yeah, you're seeing a little bit of overcommitment. I mean, they need to start into the aggro state of mind here. There's a minute and a half left. Still down 2. They're gonna have to maybe sacrifice on defense a little bit here as we push into the final minute.
Kev gonna bank one through, and Ice-Teasy looking for a highlight reel play. We've seen him on plenty of the highlight reels from the league play as Ice-Teasy sends one away. And Kev gets the clear again, just killing more time off this clock. Just over a minute to go for RR3 Gaming. And not able to get possession out of the zone just yet. Speed Freak will try to clear, but just there's nobody following that up. And right now, Firewall, they're content to see these long booming clear attempts because there's nobody on the other side of them. IRVL, he can't clear the zone as Kev cuts him off. And Speed Freak couldn't read this coming to the wall. Down to 45 seconds, Firewall have killed off about 45 without really having to do much work.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see if you're Firewall. Just keep wasting time. And this ball's been stuck in the orange zone here for, like you said, about 45 seconds. Now we're pushing into a minute of time been wasted here by Firewall by just keeping the pressure offensively in the RR3 zone. Finally, they do get the clear that they needed, and maybe we'll see a goal come out. But a misplay, and Ice-Teasy with an open net. Ooh.
And not able to score, but it really doesn't matter at this point. Only 10 seconds left. Well, if you have the problem of losing leads in ranked, go watch this game a few times and see a clinical example of Firewall closing out a game. My goodness, what a stand defensively. Firewall levels the series.
Yeah, and most of the defensive play in that latter part of that game, it was made at midfield. They just kept the pressure on, keeping RR3 buried in their defensive zone and not able to get the clears that they needed. And like you were saying, Stacks, they were doing those booming clears, but those booming clears are nothing if you don't have something set up for it. You need a receiver for that. And if you don't have anybody in the offensive zone to do anything, you're just going to have the ball sent right back at you. And you're going to see the ping pong that we saw in the latter part of that game.
So Firewall answer back with a convincing win after they lost game 1, 4-1. Now we're all level up in the series. Again, it's a best of 5, not only a best of 3. So plenty of game to still be played here. But this game will hold a lot of significance for both of these teams. The winner is on match point. The loser is one loss away from going down to the lower bracket. And then, well, once you go down underneath, the pressure just ramps up tenfold. It's Vel trying to set up Ice Teasy, and he's not able to get the shot off, and away this goes. Nobody really getting a good quality opportunity these first few seconds as Vel cuts off Limbo, and IRVL not able to get that centered for a teammate. So you wonder now if RR3 can recover. Firewall did after their loss in Game 1, but RR3, they've looked disjointed for the entirety of Game 2. And now Speed Freak going to take his time here. Might have misread that initially, but just not able to keep possession. Kev's there right in his face to challenge. And now this is finally cleared down, but it's Firewall's possession again.
Yeah, Firewall just needs to continue the momentum from game number 2 into this game 3. And like you said, winner is going to have a really big advantage going into game number 4. But there's a good shot from Ice Teasy and a better save by IRVL.
IRVL, not a ton of saves this season, but he made a big one there for RR3, keeping us scoreless here in game 3. Ice Teasy dribbles by 1, dribbles by 2, and IRVL just barely makes the save. He's been called on a couple of times now for RR3 Gaming. He's kept them off the board. And now Ice Teasy looking to float one in here. Off the backboard, Limbo to clear. And you can see the creativity for Firewall. It's there, coming at a bunch of different angles, trying to get that opening goal of Game 3. But it's Limbo on possession now, and RR3 on the attack. IRVL going to follow this himself, and all he can do is push this wide to the corner. Ice Teasy looking to counter quickly. His shot going to be blocked by Speed Freak, the defensive specialist. He's come up big, as has IRVL, and he's trying to set up Limbo, and Ice Teasy makes the first save for Firewall in Game 3.
And Ice Teasy was our second best savior in the Mind Game League as well. So again, we're seeing a defensive clinic put on by both of these teams. And as we approach halftime, we still haven't had very many quality chances. Like you said, Firewall has been getting a little bit creative, trying to find the right angles to get in. So far, defensive stands from both teams, and we'll see if it continues.
Kev with a centering pass. That's going to be cleared away by Speed Freak. Now Speed Freak looking to set the table yet again, but Kev has the clear. It just seems like RR3, they're playing a little passive, a little tentative, not really crashing the net when those centering passes are coming through. Firewall, they are a little more aggressive, but Vel took his time, and a block right at point-blank range by Speed Freak. We are still scoreless 3 minutes into Game 3. Not anymore. What a dunk from Limbo.
Limbo will get this first goal for RR3 on the board. And that was a critical one. That puts the momentum squarely on their side. Now what we got to see from them is a defensive stand. I'm sure they're going to want the insurance marker, but if they don't get it, it's okay as long as they stand tall defensively.
So it'll be Ice Teasy taking his time here. What a flip up top, but IRVL is there, doing well to defend the backboard, and another big shot in from Kev, not going to find the mark. Limbo trying to get over Kev, easier said than done. Speed Freak stopped by Vel, looking for the bump on Ice Teasy. He avoided the bump and made the save. Ice Teasy very calm and focused defensively for Team Firewall. That's exactly what they need right now, as they're trailing with about 80 ticks remaining. Vel's got to get this clear, and they need possession. And we'll see if RR3 can close out this game like Firewall did in Game 2. Big demo from Speed Freak, and that slows down Firewall considerably.
Yeah, now they're looking to get back into the offensive zone here. Ice Teasy looking to set up the team. Nothing coming yet, but just you're seeing a lot of ping pong, and that's what RR3 wants. They want to just see these big clears. We set it for the opposite in Game 2. Now it's coming out for RR3 this time.
This will take a high bounce, and it's Vel trying to center, but IRVL has the clear. And again, we see a team just trying to close things out and making it look easy. Vel's going to get this centered, but IRVL camped in front of the net. So is Speed Freak. They've got kind of a conga line right in front of the net. And a save by IRVL, his third. Usually it's Speed Freak who makes those saves. It's Limbo making one here, and Speed Freak only has one as this one goes wide. Well, you got to imagine Firewall's not going to go down easy here in Game 3. Only 10 seconds left. IRVL not able to get a clean hit, and that was dangerous. Nobody from RR3 was in the net. Kev will clear this down. They need Ice Teasy there, and this needs to stay in the air. Vel not able to center this. Speed Freak, all he needs to do is kill it. Kev does instead. RR3 are one win away from going on to the next round.
Yeah, and a great game from them. And like we said in the game number 2, you want to see some clinical shutdown defense. Watch this game as well. Go back and watch the VODs if you're having trouble in ranked, because these teams so good defensively, and they are showing why they are in our playoffs here.
Our other match, Luminescence and Bluebirds, as soon as we have an update on that match, we'll let you know how it turns out. The winner, of course, will play the winner of this match, and the losers will square off down in the lower bracket. Game 4 could be the final game of this series. RR3 Gaming have taken the fight right to Team Firewall. A narrow victory, though, in Game 3. Can Firewall recover and force Game 5? We've got 5 minutes to find out, or more if we get our first overtime. It's going to be won by Firewall off the kickoff, and it's awkward in front for RR3. Limbo is able to clear. IRVL is set up, and danger is averted. And now Ice Teasy looking to set one up for Firewall. Not going to happen. Speed Freak is there, and boy, the difference between these teams and, the rest of the pack in Europe, North America, whatever region, is the backboard defense for both of these teams is right up there with the best. And you see all the other teams, they kind of let that ball come off the backboard and they try to play it on the ground, and that's how you give up a ton of goals every game.
Yeah, backboard defense is critical to high-level Rocket League. You see it from RLCS to this Mind Games League. Every big-name tournament with a high level of play, you see that type of backboard defense.
Vel gonna get this away, but it's coming right back from Limbo, and looked like IRVL trying to get a redirect in front. Could not. And now it's Limbo. Can he follow this up himself? No, he can't. And we're just kind of in a holding pattern to start Game 4. Very defensive game, and you can kind of tell both teams playing a little passive here. Neither wants to make that big mistake. If it comes from Firewall, you never know. You may not get another opportunity to tie this game if you give up a goal. So here's Limbo. He's going to throw one across. There's IRVL there, but they missed the pass. And that leaves 2 out of position. Third came up and missed, so IRVL has to scramble all the way back. Vel in front, and a big demo from Limbo, and he pinches that with Speed Freak, and it goes right to Vel, who just respawned. So now it's Kev with a shot. That's over the crossbar. Limbo comes up empty. No pressure, though, from Firewall, as, again, playing very passively here in Game 4. Playing aggressively. Maybe it didn't work out for them very well in Game 3. They're trying a different tactic as Limbo throws one down to Speed Freak. Well, whoever scores first gets a big advantage, and it's IRVL, the team's leading scorer, striking again. This may be the goal that puts them through.
It very well may be, as it's been a defensive matchup from the first 2 minutes, and a misplay from the defense of Firewall will cost them here. RR3 on the board, and now they just got to do what they did in game number 3.
So Kev's going to try to get this downfield quickly for Firewall, and IRVL is right there to throw off the entire attack. This will drop down, and Speed Freak just bombs it right down the middle. It's an open net, but Kev gets there in time. And then back and forth we go with RR3 Gaming leading the series 2-1, leading Game 4 1-0. And Velingo not able to find a teammate. So it's possession back to RR3. Limbo now sets up IRVL, and a big clear from Vel. He didn't really get a lot of power on the shot. That's what allowed the big clear from Vel. He's up the ladder now, trying to drop this down. And again, look at RR3. They're all bunched up in the corner, but Firewall haven't made him pay for it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Firewall is able to take advantage of the overcommitment to one ball. Like you said, all 3 players were in one spot at the same time. And, you don't want to make those types of commitments. Oh, no, here's a chance for Firewall to tie it up. They do just that. Great counterattack from them.
And just like that, Firewall finally get the answer that they've been looking for 2 games now. And with a minute 46, this game has been turned on its head. We're all tied up again. And the next goal going to hold a lot of weight. As Kev will try to climb, and instead he's met by IRVL. And we'll see which team is able to get that all-important tie-breaking goal. If it's Team Firewall, you have to imagine we'll be looking pretty good for a Game 5. If not, we'll be moving on in the tournament with RR3 Gaming knocking off the #1 seed. Again, 2 games separated first and the tie for third and fourth in the league play standings. There is nothing between these 2 teams, or between these 4 teams that are in these playoffs. You can expect a lot of series to go at least 4 games like this one has. IRVL trying to clear this out of the zone, trying to get RR3 started. Everybody misses here. Speed Freak and Limbo both kind of looked at each other wondering who's going to take the ball. That allows Firewall to set up, and now a clear downfield. It's an open net, but that ball's going to roll up the wall. Limbo drops it down. Everybody misses. It looked like Kev barely got a piece of it. Limbo hits the corner. It probably should be 3-1 right now. Instead, it's 2-1 to Firewall.
What a defensive stance there by Firewall, getting some help from the corner of the net, and then the dunk by Vel will just trickle in. Firewall with that important second goal, looking to force Game 5. Is it going to happen? 35 seconds to decide.
And Kev's going to play this through off the kickoff for Firewall. They've got the ball on the right side of the field if they want to close this out and force Game 5. Ice Teasy looking to center here. He's found Kev, but Kev found Speed Freak in the way. And again, RR3 Gaming, they need to come back. They need to do it quickly. Down to 10 seconds. Good challenge by Limbo. That kisses the ceiling. IRVL to center, but Limbo can't get it in front of the net. And a good challenge by Ice Teasy. 1 second left. Speed Freak doing everything he can to keep this in the air. And Kev will just bomb it away. That'll land almost on the face-off circle. And Firewall forces Game 5.
And a great game. And it's maybe a little bit of an unfortunate play there for RR3 that they lose that 50-50 pinch that goes in from Vel. But those are the breaks sometimes. You get those lucky bounces. Rocket League is sometimes a luck-based situation, you know. You see it in 1s with kickoff goals. You see it in 3s with those types of pinches where nobody's expecting the ball to get pinched and go back towards your net. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. Firewall forcing a Game 5. And it's our first series, and we got our first Game 5. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an exciting night.
So all through league play, none of these top 4 teams swept each other, but we do have a result. Team Luminescence, the second place team with a 0 goal differential, takes out Bluebirds in a clean sweep 3-0. They get the winner of this Game 5. The loser faces Bluebirds in an elimination match. As Velingo misses here, and Ice Teasy's going to back him up. And that first goal going to be all important here in Game 5. It's going to really shape the rest of this match, as it turns out. It's Kev going to throw one off the corner, using it as a 4th teammate. Ice Teasy flying in. Can't get this centered. Vel can, but it won't be a shot as Kev has that blocked away. Speed Freak lobbing one in. That's going to be set away. No quality opportunities in the first 30 seconds for either team. For 2 teams that are very much used to scoring goals, that's for sure, but they're also used to playing plenty of defense. So something's got to give here in Game 5. Ice Teasy for himself off the crossbar, and IRVL comes in to blow up the play. Limbo following this up, comes up empty. You can tell these players are looking for those highlight reel plays. Not getting there, though. Maybe it's time to go back to basics here in Game 5.
Oh, this could be a goal, but IRVL getting back. Looked like Firewall's going to get the first goal here. Not able to get it, though, and good defense coming out, and it's just a lot of good, powerful shots, but good defense standing from both teams, and we're going to have to see some good defense again. Oh, my goodness.
All the way downfield it goes with 3.5 to go here in Game 5. Final game of this series. And these 2 teams have absolutely delivered on what we expect to see all night long here in the Mind Games Finals. It's Kev now playing this through. And Ice Teasy getting it even further, but Vel's got to stay back. Looked like he was creeping up and it cost him. Could not recover. IRVL opens the scoring.
What a rebound here. IRVL sees Vel's got a really poor position. Good tire touch to put it into the net. And that is going to be a big goal here going forward.
And now the task is simple for Firewall, at least on paper. You got 3:16 to score. They're not going to take any time. It only took them 5 seconds to tie the game.
And the kickoff goal coming out here, that ceiling touch was real weird. It looked like it popped straight down. And I don't think anybody was really expecting it except for Vel as he gets the goal here. And that will tie things up. Let's see what happens going forward.
So it's just like the first minute never happened, and Limbo adds another one, and the goals keep on coming.
This one 4 seconds off from our last goal, and just, it's back and forth, ladies and gentlemen, and RR3 do not want to drop down to that lower bracket. Firewall doesn't either. What's going to give, and who's going to advance to the next round in the upper bracket?
Another kickoff goal opportunity as Speed Freak comes up empty. And another shot in's going to be easily sent away by Vel. All the way down. Ice Teasy streaking downfield. Got there a little late. And RR3 looking to put this away, and Kev's going to send that shot off. And Kev downfield even further. Got the shot. It's going to be wide. And Vel could not read it. That took a real high kick up off that ramp. And now Speed Freak going to send another one downfield. He's, again, the table setter for this RR3 squad. He's been a little quiet. He's got an assist, and now Limbo's got his second goal.
What a shot here. Kev pounding that off the wall a little bit too hard. It hit the ground and popped up off the wall, and Limbo is able to read that play. Vel not able to get up in time to get the save, and a 2-goal lead may be too much here for Firewall to overcome.
Right at the halfway mark. So for Firewall, the saving grace is, hey, if we gave up a 3-1 lead, we can get it right back. But IRVL adds yet another one from way downtown.
The boomer from his own side. No rotation back to defense from anybody from Firewall. And that 3-goal lead's looking even better than the 2. And we'll see what happens. I mean, anything is possible here.
Limbo wins the kickoff. Kev trying to get possession for Firewall. And he will actually win that challenge. Not sure he had the boost to go for it, but it worked out. And right now for Firewall, you can't be too picky. They've been pretty accurate with their shots, probably pretty selective to go with it. But right now, they just got to throw things at the net and hope some good things happen. Another big clear for RR3 Gaming. Another empty net. And Vel gets back just barely to close the door. But right now, it is all RR3 Gaming as Firewall desperately scramble to get anything on the board. Another one lobbed downfield. And IRVL got blocked off by Ice Teasy. Otherwise, he was going to make it 5-1. Kev cannot get this. He spun himself out on the wall. And a good challenge by Ice Teasy. It's desperation mode for Firewall, and they just can't get anything going. Now they can. A little miscue from RR3, and it's K3V who scores.
Yeah, Kev is going to get the goal here. IRVL and Speed Freak, again, in the same spot. We've talked about it before. That's not what you want to do. You need to spread out in threes. Allow your teammate to do what he's going to do. Set yourself up for success. And now we have a goal from Firewall. 2 left in a minute and 30 is not a big task to make, but it's going to be tough.
That's an outstanding pass from Ice Teasy. Vel really going to want that one back. He couldn't score, and IRVL makes it a hat trick and a 5-2 lead.
IRVL showing why he's with the team's leading scorer and one of the best in this Mind Game League this season, getting that hat trick. 5-2, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think RR3 has this game, and they're going to win this series.
Well, Firewall's got other plans. They win the kickoff, but nobody's really going for it. They're all trying to stock up on boost. The passing plays are there for Firewall. If they can get them working, they can definitely pass around this team, and Ice Teasy determined not to drop down to losers.
He's trying his hardest to keep his team alive here. 2 goals to get in a minute and 10 seconds it's going to be tough, guys. It's going to be tough, but they can do it. They're the league's best scoring team. Ice Teasy, the best scorer. Let's see if he can get it going here.
Everybody from Firewall has a goal here in Game 5, but they need more than that. Somebody's got to get a couple, or maybe a hat trick. Good pass out to Kev. Downfield it goes, and Limbo clears it right to IRVL. That's a good team play out of the zone. It works out perfectly, but Ice Teasy's coming back in. Vel is there, and he wins that challenge. Needs someone to pass to. Didn't get it cleanly. And Kev now throwing another one across. Ice Teasy took an awkward angle. And those missed opportunities, those cost precious seconds. Kev through the air, right over Limbo, never had a chance. Firewall are back within one.
What a shot by Kev in the air dribble, coming out big. Limbo comes off the post. He doesn't, like you said, have a chance. So we need to see a goal in 30 seconds, or we're going to see RR3 going into the next round in the upper bracket.
2 goals, 2 assists, and a pair of saves or a trio of saves on 3 shots for Kev, and a big save by Vel, somehow keeping this out of the net. Now looking for Ice Teasy, can't find him. Still gonna center this, and IRVL barely got a piece. He got enough to send it all the way down. Ice Teasy with 10 seconds left. Speed Freak rotating back. He's gonna be needed here, and he misses. Vel ran out of boost, so he couldn't try that K-dot play. Kev gonna fly in, and Limbo clears. Is that the one that sends him through? Not yet, as Kev keeps this in the air. Vel racing back, can't keep it up, and RR3 Gaming spring the upset. Number 4 knocks off number 1.
What a great first series we have here. RR3 moving on to face off against Luminescence in our upper bracket final. And we will see Firewall facing off against the Bluebirds. So again, I believe you said before the Bluebirds were the only other team to beat Firewall in league play, correct?
Indeed they were, yeah. Firewall, the only team of these 4 that Firewall beat in league play was Team Luminescence. So for Luminescence to get through into the upper bracket and avoid Firewall down below, that's huge for them. And it sets up a huge series for us as well, with RR3 Gaming taking on Team Luminescence.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup in our upper bracket final. And remember, we still will have a third place game as well. So even if one of those teams in the lower bracket loses, they still get one more game, and they will be on stream a little bit later as well. So interested to see what happens going forward, but we're going to take a quick break and come back with that upper bracket final between RR3 and Team Luminescence. Don't go anywhere, guys.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
so alive. I've never felt this way before. It must be you and I. It's got me thinking about us more. It's these bright lights that put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage as your future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage as your future vibes.
All right, welcome back to the Mind Games League Season 4 playoffs. Stacks alongside Captain Chase, and we just saw the number 4 team, RR3 Gaming, knock off number 1 Team Firewall, and it sets up this upper bracket finale, another best of 5 between Team Luminescence, a team that came in with a 0 goal differential, but they're the number 2 seed, and this RR3 Gaming squad.
It's going to be a good matchup once again. RR3 looking to knock the top 2 seeds off and out of the upper bracket and push them down into a more difficult situation in the lower bracket. And like we said, we have Luminescence and RR3 here, but we also have Bluebirds versus Firewall in our lower bracket. That match is taking place as we speak. The winner of that match will face off against the loser of this match, and that will force their chance into the grand finals tonight. But anyway, Stacks, let's see what happens here between these two teams, and I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, you've got Clokey and IRVL, who came into this playoff as the 3rd leading scorers in the league. They scored 12 goals each during the regular season. That's going to be the matchup to watch here. Of course, Speed Freak also, as we've mentioned many, many times, leading the league in assists and saves. He's been quite the force for this RR3 Gaming squad. He's going to be streaking downfield here, but not able to get onto this ball. And instead looking to take out Clokey. Didn't get him. And now IRVL to center for Speed Freak, and the shot's just going to go wide. And that's probably going to be the weakness for Speed Freak. He is, by the way, the only console player we've seen so far in these playoffs. And I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the only console player in the playoffs, period, on all 4 rosters. IRVL going to lob another one in, and Bilbo has the clear. Andum's going to set up in front of the net. He's not needed, as that ball goes right by him. And Bilbo right down the middle, tailing just wide. Another shot in, that's going to be wide, and the follow-up goes off of Limbo. Plenty of opportunities for Team Luminescence. 4 shots in the first minute. None of them get to the net. And it's still a scoreless game to start game 1.
Yeah, we've seen the first minute go by relatively the word I was about to use just slipped my mind, but it hasn't been very challenging for either team. Just that one flurry by that Team Luminescence to get that 4 shots on, but now we're going to see what happens going into the next 30 seconds and going forward into the matches. It's looking like RR3 want to get a goal here.
And instead, it's Luminescence that gets a goal. Clokey finally breaks free on the 5th shot.
Great setup there by Andum as Clokey is in good position as he missed the original attempt, and he was on the wall, able to get that great jump off the wall and push this ball into the net. 1-0, and a minute and a half in, looking like Luminescence is going to do what they did in their first round matchup.
IRVL going to play one through, and Bilbo gets right by him. So that's a good challenge by Bilbo, and Luminescence back on attack. The Speed Freak trying to send one away, and RR3, they've been in this situation before. They faced a lot of pressure from Firewall. They weren't able to break it at times. They haven't been able to break this pressure from Luminescence. Still no shots. 2 minutes into game one. Limbo and Bilbo challenge that ball, and it's going to be IRVL winning it. Here's Speed Freak. He'll take this himself, and Clokey is right there, not having any of it. No highlight play for Speed Freak. And right now, RR3 Gaming, they'll be happy if they could just get anything near the net, let alone a shot. As Bilbo pops one up, they're back on the RR3 side of the field. Bilbo, high centering pass, gonna drop down, and Limbo clears that away. Another centering pass, that's sent away. And Speed Freak finally gets RR3 Gaming on the right side of the field. But now they need to make something of it, and they just can't. Good aggressive defending from Team Luminescence. They're holding a 1-0 lead, and if this keeps up, that may be the final.
Yeah, it's playing very well defensively. Is Team Luminescence still no shots? And as we hit 2 minutes remaining, 3 minutes without a shot, that's very difficult to come back from if you're RR3.
And away this goes again. RR3 gonna try to get another shot. They still can't. And another one sent away by Bilbo TV. Still not allowing a single shot for RR3 as Andom gets kind of twisted in the air. And IRVL gonna try his luck on the left side. That's not gonna work out. Limbo just gives one right away to Bilbo. And then Speed Freak was looking for that corner boost, didn't get it. And even worse, Team Luminescence ended up with the boost. May not matter. IRVL couldn't read this as it rolled out from the wall. Speed Freak finally gets one on. It's going to drop in. Their only shot is their only goal so far.
That Bardowski is really important here. Bilbo with a miss, though. Andom in a really awkward position as that ball goes just past him. And then, again, off the crossbar and in. Like you said, one shot, one goal. Accuracy is really good here for RR3 so far.
Team Luminescence, usually a very good defensive team. Andom and Bilbo combined for 30 saves this season. They are, I believe, first and third, respectively. But that one, well, Andom's going to want it back. Then the entirety of RR3 is going to want this back. Nobody at the net. And Bilbo gets credit for the second goal.
Limbo was in position, but feels backflip, and he's just a little bit off of the line of the ball. Nobody rotated back. Speed Freak wasn't even close to net. Probably he should have been rotated back as the third man. Instead, this is going to go in.
And after all that work that RR3 put into tying the game, they've got to do it again. And it took them 3+ minutes just to get a shot. They got another one here. Bar down and away. Oh, what a shot from Limbo. Had plenty of pace, but it just went off the crossbar. Now IRVL lobbing one in. There's Limbo, and RR3 have come alive.
Limbo getting this goal. He's gotten a goal and assist. He's credited with both of the goals for RR3. Great passing play coming out from IRVL. You don't normally see him as the passer. Normally he's the goal scorer. And now we have a tied up game going into the last 30 seconds.
The number 4 seed is knocked off number 1 already, and they're trying to come back on number 2 here in the game 1 of this best of 5 upper final. It's going to be Bilbo trying to dribble in on Speed Freak. Good luck. The league leader in saves comes up big again. And away this goes from IRVL, and Speed Freak can't get there. Again, nobody at the net. Andom scores with 12 to go.
The clear from IRVL rolls down the wall right to Andom. Nobody rotated back on defense. Once again, we're seeing some mis-rotations defensively coming out from RR3.
You wonder what the comms are like for RR3. You got to imagine they got to be communicating that somebody's got to be back. They've been burned 3 times. Limbo gonna lob one up. IRVL to center, but nobody's there. Only 1 second left. Nobody's gonna get there. And Luminescence hangs on for game 1.
It was a little bit sketchy there, but they do hang on with that 3-2 victory. And like you said, it just seems like all the goals from Luminescence that game were just mis-rotations defensively by RR3. And you don't want to see that, especially in our upper final, and especially coming from one of the best defensive teams in the league in RR3. You know, RR3 spent most of the season at the top of the leaderboards, and they were at the top of the table going into week 3. But then you saw Firewall fight back. So, RR3 has the gameplay to be the best team in the league, and they're looking to do it. They got to show why they made it to the playoffs, though.
Well, there were only 3 teams with a positive goal differential. Firewall, who are down in the lower bracket now. Bluebirds had the highest at +11. They're also in the lower bracket. It's RR3 who were +5 in league play. And Luminescence with a 1-0 lead here. There are 2 wins away now from getting into the grand finals. Defense wins championships. That's what they're trying to prove, and so far it's working. Bilbo gonna climb the ladder here, looking to center, and Speed Freak is gonna use all of his boost to keep this alive in the air, but Andam's got a blistering shot that Limbo sends away. Bilbo, another shot. That's dunked back downfield. That's well done by RR3. And of course, they need to recover now. It is a best of 5, but you would have to imagine you go down 2-0, your chances drop dramatically as Andam plays one dangerously close to his own net. And Bilbo is there to send it away, looking to get a low line drive. That just meets the defense of IRVL, and now it looks like we've kind of gotten into a holding pattern or not. Limbo upside down trying to get that on target. He can't. Bilbo will find Andam. You could barely see Andam off to the corner of his screen. And now IRVL just bombs one away. And boy, back and forth these teams go. And you get into a sequence like this, Captain Chase, and you'd imagine you're just like one bump or one demo away from an empty net goal.
Yeah, and physicality may be the difference maker here in Game 2. We didn't really see a whole lot of it in our last series between RR3 and Firewall until the latter part of the games, the games 4 and 5. And if that comes out early on here in Game 2, you might see that type of goal coming out.
Clokey gonna line one right downfield, but Limbo jumps in front. That's a good thing, because there was a member of Luminescence looking for a demo on the goalie behind him. IRVL gonna pop another one away. He'll go for it himself. It's a double commit with Limbo, and that leaves Speed Freak all alone defensively, but well, he's used to it by now, I'm sure. He's got plenty of saves. Another double commit for RR3. Now it's starting to get a little scary as they keep going, sending 2 after the same ball, and well, that's how you give up empty net goals like they did in Game 1. Limbo clearing this away, and it's going to find Clokey. Still no score coming up on halftime in Game 2 as Luminescence try to double their lead in the series, and well, there's nothing really between these two teams. Nobody's getting good opportunities.
Yeah, just a lot of ping pong so far in the first half of game number 2. You need to see a little bit of something come out from either one of these teams. Like we said, physical play may be the difference maker, and this late, as we're getting later and later into the game, it's going to definitely be something. Some sort of demo, bump, good passing play. Something's going to have to come out here.
And of course, lost in all of this is the mental aspect of everything. Playing for $250 or your share of that prize money and getting this close. They're in the upper bracket finals now. Getting into the grand finals guarantees you at least second place, and that guarantees at least $70 for the team. It's kind of something that gets overlooked, and players that have never played for money before, they don't really understand that. Here's Speed Freak trying to center this, and IRVL going to get one in front, but Bilbo has that away. 4 shots for RR3 Gaming. You wouldn't know it, though, just looking at the game. They haven't really been quality opportunities. That's a decent one from Speed Freak, but it goes wide. And Bilbo just gets that to Andam. Good 2-man game downfield. And Luminescence will try to get a shot here. It's Andam. That was on target. Very tough angle, but we've seen him convert that before. Limbo with a big clear downfield, and RR3 will look for their 5th shot, but they won't get it. Down to 1:20 now. Speed Freak off the corner. There's Limbo, and it just pops right into the defender. IRVL got that by Andam, and he got the boost. Speed Freak can't find the angle, and nobody was there. IRVL not in position for that pass, and all Clokey can do is send this away. Now it's Luminescence that are struggling to clear the zone. RR3 have been in their face for most of the second half of Game 2. They don't have the goal to show for it yet. Clokey with a big clear downfield. He's going to follow it up himself, and IRVL is there for the block. And for Luminescence, only 2 shots. They both come from Andom. And really, they haven't been great opportunities. Everything's been saved so far, including that from Clokey.
Yeah, and, you know, it only takes one mistake, one shot to go in the back of the net as we're getting into the later part of this game. There it is right there. Speed Freak, the assist master, the save medal man. He's going to get the goal to give RR3 the lead.
Yeah, Speed Freak only with 8 goals in the regular season, but that's a big one here in the upper bracket final. Game 2 looking like it's going to RR3 if they can hang on for 22 seconds. Luminescence not able to get on the attack. This is centered into an empty net for Speed Freak, who's gone off in Game 2.
And it's coming the last minute of Game 2, pushing RR3 into a 2-0 lead with 15 seconds left, securing the win for them and tying this series up at a game apiece.
Only 15 seconds. If Luminescence are even going to have a chance, they need to score pretty much on the kickoff. They will not. They're on the defensive end with the countdown going on now. 7 seconds as Andom just tries to clear that away. There will be no third goal by the look of things, as Andom clears it away, and when this ball touches down, we've got a tied series, a game apiece, with probably 3 games to go before we send someone into the grand finals.
As evenly matched as all of these teams are here today, I would not be surprised to see Game 5s the rest of the way, including in that lower bracket game that we're not witnessing right now between Firewall and Bluebirds. I mean, there's really nothing between any of these 4 teams. 2 wins separates first from fourth. It's incredible. I mean, that's the type of league you want to see. The top teams duking it out here in our playoffs. RR3 trying to push Luminescence to the brink here. Game 3 is going to be a big game, though.
Yeah, the winner will be 1 win away from the grand finals, and the loser is going to wonder what might have been if they can't get back into the series. RR3 Gaming and Luminescence, number 4 versus number 2. And RR3, well, they got to be feeling real good after a shutout victory in Game 2 to tie the series. Everybody's loaded in for Game 3. And one thing that kind of gets overlooked in tournaments, you usually have somebody playing with like an 80 or 90 ping. We haven't seen that at all. Everybody's got a real good connection to these servers, so you kind of have that peace of mind that there are no excuses for what comes of this series or any other series. IRVL with a big blast gets the opening goal just 7 seconds in.
And a good job by Limbo to put this down in an awkward position for the defense of Luminescence. Andom trying to get up for that save, not able to do it. And it's looking like RR3 is going to continue their momentum from Game 2.
And Speed Freak taking the kickoff for RR3 Gaming. They've got a 1-0 lead, maybe 2 it is! Andom can't get there, and IRVL strikes from Manfield Stadium.
You don't want to let RR3 get on a roll if you're Luminescence. If you let this team get the momentum in their favor, they're going to punish you for it, and they have so far in the first 15 seconds with 2 goals.
As mentioned, it only took 15 seconds. RR3 have what seems like a commanding lead now, the way this series has gone, but Bilbo with a big dunk into an empty net, and Luminescence are back in the game.
What a great challenge from Bilbo. Sees the pass coming out from Speed Freak. I'm not sure if he saw Limbo on the receiving end of that pass, but regardless, he's going to challenge that very well and get the goal for Luminescence. And I think they're listening to us casting. Got to imagine.
Game 3 of this upper final best of 5. It's a big one between RR3 and Team Luminescence, and IRVL, or Speed Freak rather, watches one go up off the crossbar. Oh yeah, RR3 were able to get one there. Huge momentum shift back their way, but it's Luminescence now on the attack, trying to get that game-tying goal early on here in Game 3. It's Andom to send one over to the side, and Speed Freak just clears it away, and that's probably going to be the MO for RR3. Just get that big power clear and see if they can get someone streaking downfield like Speed Freak here, who's gone off in these last 2 games. He's got 3 goals in the last 3 minutes of game time.
Yeah, and not only that, but Limbo getting a playmaker medal for that passing play. The powerful smash off of the wall leaves Speed Freak in a great position to take the shot and taking full advantage, giving RR3 that lead back and that momentum shift. You know, people don't talk enough about momentum in tournament play. It's a really big factor.
And it's been a really big factor for the Bluebirds. They were swept in the upper bracket first round, and they were swept again by Team Firewall. So Firewall drops down, the #1 seed, dropping down to the lower bracket, but they come back with a vengeance and take out Bluebirds. So Ike Wolf and the Bluebirds team are eliminated. Remember, Ike Wolf was the runner-up with Ashton and Tylacto in Season 3, as Clokey gets one back here for Team Luminescence.
And that's exactly what you need to see coming out from Team Luminescence. They want to really press the attack forward, push their momentum back in their favor, as they've done just that to cut the deficit to 1.
So the winner of this game goes to the grand finals. The loser will take on Team Firewall. We'll have that for you next, whenever this series ends. But it's a good one, at least right now, between Luminescence and RR3 Gaming. Bilbo cut off by IRVL. And it's Clokey to send one away. That's well done by Limbo, keeping it in the zone. And another challenge by IRVL, but that's won by Bilbo all the way downfield. And it's all Limbo can do to send that across. Good block there by Speed Freak. He just kind of pinned himself right at the post. Makes the save, and another save made by Limbo. That's technically the first as a team, but there have been plenty of blocks for RR3 Gaming. 5 shots for Team Luminescence. They haven't all just been off the crossbar like that one was. Andum misses high, looking to center, and not going to happen as Speed Freak has it away, and the demo on Bilbo slows things down considerably. Bilbo now floating in here. Oh, he got another touch to tie the game. What a play by Bilbo.
What a great pinch to the ground and a good setup hitting that off the ceiling. IRVL was in position to block it, but not after that pinch. Great positioning of the car there, and we have a tie game once again.
Let that be a lesson, kids. Don't skip second breakfast. 3-3 game now with 2:15 and counting. This game, this series has delivered like we've expected, well, every series so far. The Game 5 series between Firewall and RR3, and now this one. These two teams don't have anything between them at all. It's Andum lobbing one up there, and Bilbo's there on the other side, but he couldn't get the shot on, so no hat trick yet for Bilbo. Speed Freak now beaten by Andum, and here goes Clokey quickly back the other way. And IRVL just doing all he can to play keep away. So things have slowed down a lot here. Andum with a demo on Speed Freak. Maybe that's got to be the plan for Luminescence. Take out the defensive specialist and try and get lucky on the other side of the field, but it didn't work this time. Clokey throwing one to the back wall. Andum is there, but Speed Freak is there for the save. They didn't take him out.
Yeah, power play advantages would be good for them, as they're going to get a goal here off the great passing play. And you're not seeing the backboard defense coming out like we saw in the last series from RR3. They just let this one come off the backboard. Andum is in a good position. Limbo tries to challenge him, and so does IRVL. And you see a double commitment come out, but unfortunately, that goal will give Luminescence the lead back.
And so Limbo going to win this kickoff for RR3. They find themselves trailing after having a 3-1 lead. Now Speed Freak. Got to get downfield quickly, and he does. It's IRVL to try and complete the play. He can't. And a good challenge there by Bilbo. Got that right by Limbo. And just calmly through the defense, but IRVL does well to get that boost just ahead of Bilbo. Now Speed Freak with 50 seconds remaining. They don't need a lot. They just need this opportunity right here. And IRVL has a hat trick. More importantly, we're tied.
Table set up very well by Speed Freak. IRVL in a good position, is able to get the goal. 4-4 with 47 seconds left.
And an important kickoff here is going to be won by Bilbo and Team Luminescence. Limbo sends that easy shot away with 40 to go. Limbo sends this out right at Clokey. Well anticipated there for Team Luminescence. But Speed Freak with another good ball off the backside. And Bilbo was trying to keep this ball up in the air, couldn't keep it away from RR3. And a double commit defensively. This could be trouble. Net is empty, and Limbo actually got there right at the last moment. Shot was high, so it didn't matter. Here comes Speed Freak from the ceiling. Didn't get a lot of pace on it. Going to the corner is Limbo, and Clokey makes the save. Looking for our first overtime of this broadcast, and it seems inevitable at this point. But another one headed towards the RR3 goal. Speed Freak clears it away. And we're just waiting for this to touch down. It will. It's golden goal for the series lead. 4-4 through 5 minutes. Clokey and IRVL gonna battle. It's won by Clokey, but Limbo sends this ball away. And now, of course, it gets to be kind of tight grip time at this point. Knuckles starting to get a little white here as Speed Freak sends this away. And IRVL is going to have to as well, lobbing it up to the back wall. Bilbo misses, golden opportunity, but RR3 wasn't crashing the net. And things will slow down here to start overtime.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to see. I mean, you want to play a little bit more patient. Like you said, golden goal for the series lead. But you need to see some attack coming from both of these teams. You don't want to overcommit to the defensive side. Passive is sometimes okay, but sometimes it can be the death of you.
Limbo gonna send one up high, and Andom just plays it away. Clokey with the save. Right at the 1 minute mark here, still nothing between these two teams. Everybody except Limbo has a goal. Keep that in mind. See if he starts pressing for one here. Lobbed in front, and IRVL will just clear it downfield, and the ping pong battle continues. Limbo trying to set one up. That's in front for IRVL, but he didn't get up in time and could not get around on that shot. Here's Andom in the Batmobile trying to get downfield. He's by one, but didn't get by Speed Freak, at least not on the first attempt. And doesn't seem like, oh boy, Speed Freak rammed Limbo from behind. And maybe that could be the mistake that opens things up. Doesn't look like it, as we're back down on the Luminescent side. So almost 2 minutes gone by here in overtime. One goal gives somebody a 2-1 series lead and will put somebody one win away from reaching the grand finals. Bilbo sends this all the way across. Nobody's on the other side of it, though. Clokey with a drive. That's going to be sent away by IRVL. Speed Freak has to make a quick turn, and he'll make a save. That's 5 saves on 11 shots taken by Luminescence.
Yeah, and we're seeing 6 saves from Luminescence on the 11 shots taken from RR3. So a defensive powerhouse are both of these teams. And we're seeing it very well. And oh no. Speed Freak.
That's how it ends. After all of that, the defense from both teams looked solid. And then Speed Freak gets credit for this on an empty net. Great pass, nice shot, good game. RR3, 1 win from the finals.
Yeah, and that grand final spot on the line here for both of these teams. It's a good position to be in. You want to be coming in from the winner's bracket in this situation, you know. You have the better chance at winning the whole tournament that way. You only have to win 1 set as opposed to getting the other team coming from the lower bracket. They got to bracket reset you, and we saw it in our RLCS finals once again. You know, sometimes that extra playing in the lower bracket helps you out, but other situations it's kind of stressful, you know. We saw in season 1 of RLCS, we saw iBuyPower knocking out Flipside in one series, but then in the last 2 we've seen not reverse sweeps, bracket resets, and the team that comes from the losers bracket being our winner. So we'll have to see what happens here, but I predict a very good game here in game number 4.
Well, yeah, we saw RR3 with that 2-1 lead over Firewall. That series went 5 games. Firewall is waiting for the loser of this match, which may be Luminescence by the end of this game, if RR3 are able to take one more. And a missed opportunity there is going to set up RR3. Eye off the backboard. Clokey's up late. Limbo looking to drop one down, and instead he played it off the ceiling. So now IRVL looking to set up Speed Freak, and that's going to be swatted away. RR3 setting up shop, though. They put a lot of pressure on Luminescence to start Game 4. In addition, of course, to the pressure Luminescence is already facing facing relegation to the lower bracket if they can't win this game. Speed Freak to center here, a backflip from Andom, and Speed Freak scores a laugher to start game 4.
Feels backflip man from Andom, and that is so unfortunate for Team Luminescence. They go down again. Momentum still on the side of RR3 from that overtime winner, as we see here through the first 40 seconds.
The usually sure-handed Andom, again, one of the league leaders in saves. He was the team leader. As you saw Luminescence try the fake kickoff, it did not work out at all. And Andom just going to play this over towards Bilbo, but IRVL is up quickly to intercept. Shot from Limbo is going to be high and wide, just off the corner. And now Speed Freak going to bank one in. That's going to be on target, so Bilbo has to save one away. Limbo in an awkward spot now, trying to get back. He was the last man back, couldn't control the ball, and he served it up to Clokey on a silver platter.
Feels bad, man, from this pass. Now Limbo trying to just keep possession, maybe trying to send it to the opposite corner, but instead gets a soft touch. Clokey right there, capitalizing on the mistake. And that's the name of the game. Capitalize on your opponent's mistakes.
Bilbo waiting patiently with a full tank of boost here. And all he can do is just start a game of ping pong. Good drop pass to Clokey, but the shot's going to be deflected away. Well defended by RR3 Gaming. We find ourselves in a tie game here in Game 4. Must win for Team Luminescence. Otherwise, they've got to go face Team Firewall with, well, third place and a shot at the grand finals on the line. So you get 2 chances at it at least. That's the beauty of double elimination. Great challenge, though, by IRVL. That's going to set up Speed Freak, but he came up empty. Now Bilbo and Clokey, they both went for the same ball, and it left Andom in a tough spot. He made the save, though, and good thing. It keeps us tied, and Andom's got to go up for this as well, again in the Batmobile. Speed Freak going to have that kick away off of him. Always interesting to see the car choices in these high-level matchups. The lone long car belonging to Clokey, or rather to Andom, in that green Batmobile. He's waiting patiently at midfield, coming on for a shot, and IRVL blocked it away. IRVL to the ceiling. That's going to be sent away. And at the halfway mark, nothing between these two teams, and a must-win for Luminescence. 1-1 with RR3 leading the series as Clokey uses that corner as a teammate. It's Andom to center, but Speed Freak has it away. One more touch to get by, but he couldn't get on the other side of the ball. Now Limbo. He'll play one across, and away this goes for IRVL. Clokey, his shot blocked by Speed Freak. And for Speed Freak, it's the only save of the game so far for RR3 Gaming. Meanwhile, Team Luminescence, they've got 5 as a team. As this goes across for Limbo, that's blocked by Clokey. Speed Freak wins the challenge. Here's Limbo, and the shot's going to be deflected wide.
Good defense coming from Luminescence so far, and a minute and a half left. Looking like they're going to continue this, but they're going to get a shot on it. Clokey will get another goal. It's 2 for him, and it's 2-1.
Clokey doing everything he can to keep his team alive in this match. Limbo, we've all been there trying to make that save coming down from the back wall. You look like a god if it works, but when it doesn't, you just look silly. 2-1 lead now for Luminescence. Maybe more coming as Bilbo lines one in. Limbo makes this stop, not credited with a save, but he'll be content to keep this out of the net. It's a tall order right now for RR3. They're facing pressure again. Feeling the pressure of dropping this game perhaps and going to another game 5. IRVL lobbing one downfield, nobody's there, and it's coming right back home. Clokey looking to leave one back for Andom. And the team play, it's just not quite there for Luminescence, a team that they only had 15 assists as a team. They're the only team that finished with less than 25. As another one, or the only one of these playoff teams, I should say, that finished with less than 25 is IRVL. Plays another one to the corner. They cannot get out of the zone. This is what Firewall did to them a couple of times in that first series. It's Limbo to clear, though, with 40 seconds left. IRVL barely getting a piece of this. And Speed Freak with a full tank can't get to the ball in time. And RR3, they're just watching the clock tick down. They can't get out of the zone. It's still Luminescence ball. And finally, a block by IRVL gives him a chance to get downfield. He'll win the challenge with Andom. Limbo to play this to the back wall, but Clokey drops it to the corner. Well placed defensively. And now the pressure's on. Speed Freak with 10 seconds. They need another one in front. They have it. Speed Freak on the weak side. Got the double touch, but it's cleared by Clokey. Only 3 seconds left. Limbo needs a full tank, and he needs to go the length of the field with his RR3 teammates. They won't. We're going to Game 5 again.
Second series in a row we've been casting today. Going to Game 5. RR3 not able to secure the victory in 4 games. Now Luminescence with momentum on their side. Clokey playing so strong offensively for Team Luminescence. They will look to push forward once again. They can win Game 5.
Yeah, we'll have a kind of a brief respite here going into Game 5. Bilbo needs a moment. So again, it all comes down to this. The winner goes to the grand finals, and they know they will have at least the second place prize of $70 out of this $250 prize pool. Of course, the winner takes 150 of it, with third place getting 30. And as soon as we get into Game 5, we'll start deciding exactly who's going on into that grand final, and the loser will have to take on Firewall, and that will be our third place match, with the winner going back to the grand finals, needing to win twice, while the loser will just be content to take that $30 third place prize. Or at least that's what we've been told, as doesn't look like there will be a separate third place match like there was initially on the bracket. So, Luminescence, RR3, we'll wait for the players to jump on their teams. Bilbo had asked for a moment, and Speed Freak joined. Looks like we're ready to go anyways. There will be no more waiting. 5 minutes will go on the clock. We'll kick it off one more time. Luminescence, RR3, who you got in the chat going on to the grand finals? Let's find out as Game 5 is underway here in the upper bracket finals. Mind Game 4 playoffs. And it's Limbo and RR3 trying to get the first crack at it. But it'll be Bilbo lobbing one in here. Nobody to follow that play up. Just trying to draw out the defenders and try to make an opportunity come forth in the long term here. It's Bilbo throwing that one to the corner. He'll win the challenge there against Speed Freak, but then Speed Freak took out Clokey, who had lined up a shot but wasn't able to get it off, and then the demo on Clokey as well. Speed Freak just not making a friend with Clokey at all. Now he's trying to set up a goal, and he has! What a sequence from Speed Freak!
Yeah, good job by him. Speed Freak doesn't actually get the pass here. It might have gone off of Andom. Clokey centering this ball for his opponent, and IRVL will capitalize on the mistake, getting RR3 on the board here in the first 40 seconds.
Clokey pops this one up on the kickoff, and it's Andom having that one just about kiss the ceiling on its way in. And Luminescence now, they're going to have an opportunity to get the demo on Limbo. Speed Freak saw it coming, so he knew he was going to be the only one back. Able to make the save, though, and now Bilbo just gives possession away to Limbo. That's a decent centering pass, but nobody's there for it. And what a touch from Limbo. Getting that in front, it's a shot just high. Wasn't saved, didn't need to be, it was off the crossbar. And now with 3.5 to go, the pressure's starting to mount on Luminescence here in Game 5. Limbo trying to dribble downfield by himself. Couldn't get that last defender. And Clokey will try to start it for Luminescence. Actually, it's going to be Bilbo who tries to start the attack for Luminescence, and he has, but boy, it just kind of falls off right there when they get towards the back wall, and IRVL makes an easy save.
Yeah, it's what you said before. You haven't seen very many assists come out from Luminescence, 15 in the regular season. And, you know, that's going to be the downfall. You want to see those passing plays come out, especially in threes. Solo plays are not always king here in 3v3.
Well, Andom had a great opportunity. Everybody's in the corner. We've seen that before from RR3, and Clokey punished him this time.
Yeah, and a good job here. A wide open net. All 3 players from RR3 in the corner on the wall. Clokey knows this, puts it in the back of the net. Very well played out by him.
The number 1 seed Firewall waits in an elimination match down in the lower bracket final for the loser of this game. And right now, we don't know who that's going to be. There's nothing between these two. 1-1 in Game 5. Bilbo and Speed Freak going to go up for this. It's Speed Freak who wins it. Clokey with a miss. Limbo off the crossbar, and IRVL couldn't follow it up behind him. That shot might have gone off of Limbo. Here's Andom back the other way, and IRVL has recovered, and he'll easily send that away. Now Bilbo, full tank of boost. He may need it, as he's got to circle around on this, and Clokey sends it away. And now Clokey beaten by IRVL, and back and forth these teams go. They're really just going from corner to corner. Not much getting in front of the net. 7 shots between the two teams in 3 minutes. And granted, neither of these teams are really known for lighting up the scoreboard, but you'd think there'd be a few more shots by now as Limbo clears that away, and boy, RR3 almost got caught again on an empty net.
Yeah, they're counting their blessings right now. The defense didn't need to be there, as the missed shot coming out from Luminescence will cost them. They could have a 2-1 lead going into the last minute and a half.
IRVL gonna lob one downfield again, trying to follow it himself. Didn't get the touch that Bilbo had earlier. He had probably the goal of this series so far. Clokey with a block, or blocked by Speed Freak. All right, that's a great read by Speed Freak. Now Andom's gonna lob one up. That's gonna angle downward, and Speed Freak read it perfectly. Again, the defensive specialist at the bottom of the leaderboard right now, but points aren't everything. Clokey, what a play! The Devo double touch to make it 2-1.
Oh my goodness, what a shot here, and a good job of keeping his car in a good position to get this shot. Again, we see the backboard defense coming out to haunt RR3. They're not playing on the backboards defensively, and it is costing them. They have let in multiple goals now from the double touches.
RR3, they've been a little lax defensively. It has cost them, and now they need to go all out on offense. A minute to go here. Trying to get to the grand finals. Limbo pops one up. Clokey is there to recover, and away it goes, but it's brought back in by IRVL. Can Speed Freak get this centered? He called off IRVL, but couldn't get that through. Limbo now with time and space. That's dangerous. Taking his time. Demo from Speed Freak, but it didn't result in a goal just yet. Speed Freak will center here. IRVL slams it home. Tie game.
The table setter setting the table once again here. Great pass, good boost steal, and I'm trying to get there, not able to do so. The demo comes out clutch, and the goal tying it up is even more clutch. We have 37 seconds left in a tie game.
It's essentially silver goal at this point. You have to imagine there's only one goal left to be scored, whether it's here or in overtime. Let's see who gets it. It's Limbo throwing one off to the corner. You know he wanted that on target. Speed Freak will steal some boost, and that's going to be a concern now for Luminescence. They need to make sure they don't get starved out. Clokey stuck on the back wall, but he's going to get downfield now, and doesn't really take the ball with him. Bilbo misses here. This is dangerous now for Luminescence. Andom, the only one back. He drops that to the corner. 5 seconds left in regulation. Right out in front. Nobody's there, and Bilbo will just throw it downfield. It'll be golden goal to go to the finals.
It's going to be a great time here in Game 5. Let's see what happens. It's going to be an intense final game in this great series.
And a shot blocked by Limbo. Looked like Bilbo had them dead to rights, but he couldn't get underneath that ball. It just rolled in on Limbo. And I think Limbo just kind of lucked into a save there. Look what I found. Andom's going to let Bilbo take this. It looked like Andom was in a real tough spot there if Bilbo didn't have it. So 30 seconds go by. That was kind of the stat from the RLCS. Overtime usually goes 30 seconds, or it goes for a very long time. And that's what we're settled in for now. Andom, his shot bouncing in. Limbo pops it up. Here comes Bilbo! And Team Luminescence are going to the finals.
Great shot here. Limbo tries to get the pop up high enough, but Bilbo is there, reads that very well, and drops that down in. Luminescence is going to be our first grand finalist. And we're going to see a rematch in the lower final between the first two teams we saw, RR3 and Firewall.
And isn't that the way you'd expect it to go with those two teams meeting again? They gave us a classic 5-game series in the opening round. We get another great 5-gamer here in the upper finals. And now, with everything on the line for both Firewall and RR3, they're going to queue it up again. And who knows, maybe we'll have another 5-gamer in our third place match. Again, the winner of that will go on into the grand finals. The loser will end up in third place. But before that, we're going to take a short break and let RR3 Gaming in particular just recover now. They've got to get their minds right. And, of course, Firewall, let them finish up whatever they're doing. And when we come back, we'll have RR3 Gaming and Team Firewall. Winner goes to the grand finals to take on Team Luminescence right after this in the Mind Games Season 4 playoffs. Welcome back to the Mind Games League Season 4 playoffs. It is lower bracket final time, and Captain Chase, that means it is third place time for the loser of this match, and of course the winner goes on to the grand final. It's a rematch of what we saw earlier between Firewall and RR3 Gaming.
Yeah, and both teams going into a Game 5 in that first match. RR3 has been in 2 Game 5 matches already, coming out on top against Firewall, and as you just saw, losing out in that Game 5 against Team Luminescence. Winner will go on to our grand finals for the chance at that first place prize. And of course, even if they lose that matchup, they have $70 for the team, so it's going to be a great matchup here. We're ready to get going here. RR3 in orange, Firewall in blue, take it away.
Ice Teasy, the league's leading scorer, takes the kickoff for Team Firewall, and it doesn't work out for Firewall at all. It's Speed Freak, the leading goaltender, making the first goal.
Not something we've seen very much out of Speed Freak, although he has been playing very well today on the offensive side, and I believe he's got at least 4 or 5 goals that I can think of off the top of my head. And
yeah, we've seen every match that RR3 has played, and he has been outstanding on offense for RR3 Gaming. We keep referring to him as the defensive specialist, but he is dispelling that myth right now. He's been exactly what his teams needed him to be. By the way, he's on console. Limbo gonna pop this up for Ice Teasy. They're not teammates. That's a problem. Kev's gonna find Speed Freak right in front of the net. Great save by Speed Freak, getting it done on both sides of the field. And now Vel gonna try to center one, but that got away from him. And RR3 can try to set up here. They got a 1-0 lead. And again, this is another best of 5 with the winner going to the grand finals. Those grand finals, they become best of 7s. It's Limbo going to try to play one out, and he lost possession. It's going to be Firewall's ball if they can get it. And everybody misses here, so Kev will play it away. Kind of a sloppy start to Game 1, but RR3, kind of think that's the game they want to play.
Yeah, they just need to play the possession game here. We saw them shut down Firewall in a couple of games in that best of 5 in the first round. And if they can get away with it, I think they will continue to play that type of play style here in this best of 5 again in the lower final.
Vel gonna play this through, and it's IRVL right there. Good intercept. That's off the back wall. Couldn't cut that tough angle. And a big clear by Kev. Gonna reset things for Firewall, and a dunk to go with it. Good sequence there by Kev, but he didn't get a goal from it. And all history will remember is it's still 1-0 to RR3. Ice Teasy looking for Vel. They make the connection. That's off the backboard. Follow-up from Ice Teasy is just off the corner of the goal. Oh, if it were just a couple frames or a couple pixels wider, this game would be tied. Now Limbo. He's through the air. Good centering pass for Speed Freak again.
It seems like RR3 have taken what they used in their last matchup against Firewall and against Team Luminescence and really putting it forward here. Speed Freak changing his play style for today's tournament, and he has got 2 goals in this game.
I mean, you could just about take all the stats from the regular season and just tear them up. They don't matter. Luminescence, probably one of the more statistically unimpressive teams from the regular season with that 0 goal differential, not many assists as a team, but they're in the grand finals. All they need to do is beat one of these teams one time, and they're going to win the whole thing. Meanwhile, Speed Freak with only 8 goals in the regular season, and he's been the table setter and the defensive specialist. He has gone off offensively. He's looking for another, but he can't get a clean shot there. As we get into the second half of Game 1, and RR3 Gaming, they have been a puzzle that Firewall cannot solve here, at least so far in these playoffs. Oh, another ball. That's played through. Speed Freak almost got a hat trick there. The follow-up from IRVL. It's an open net for Limbo, and he just gently guides it home.
RR3 running away with game number 1. 3 minutes in, a 3-0 lead. They're averaging a goal a minute, and they are playing very well, not allowing Firewall any opportunities. They've had 2 shots on net, and they have not been quality chances so far for Firewall. They need to change up their play style a little bit.
If you remember that last series between Firewall and RR3 back in the opening round, it was a runaway win for RR3. Then Firewall came back and returned the favor. So this result, maybe not indicative of how the rest of the series will go. It turned out to be a great 5-game series. This will be played by Speed Freak, and he's able to stop Kev. Right now, Firewall are looking for anything to go their way, because they have the disadvantage of having a little bit of a layoff after getting past the Bluebirds and eliminating them from the playoffs. Limbo, he'll take a shot, and look like Ice Teasy barely got a piece of it. It goes to the corner for Kev as Firewall try to get something going here with a minute to go. That gets through everyone, but Limbo will send this away from Vel. And again, that same play that Firewall trying to bring this in around the corner, it's not working. They need to change it up.
Yeah, they definitely need to change something up here. It's not working as Kev blocks the shot attempt from Vel. So you're seeing that type of stuff happen for Firewall so far as well. They got to change something up. I don't know if it's going to have to be midfield passing plays or if it's going to have to be playing physical. I don't know what it's going to be, but a chance for RR3 on a 2-on-1 gets stopped out by Ice Teasy.
Well, they just can't buy a goal right now. Firewall, Val's got a shot. Val, he'll get one. Boy, just imagine if that one had gone in about 20, 30 seconds ago. This could really be a game.
Yeah, we might have been looking at a 3-2 game instead of a 3-1 game with 30 seconds left, less than now. It's going to be a tough comeback for Firewall. They're still capable of it, but we'll have to see if it happens.
If you're just joining us, where have you been? You've missed 2 great series, both featuring RR3. The first one was RR3 and this Firewall team that RR3 took in 5 games, and then Team Luminescence able to come back in 5 games and take that series against RR3. They're in the grand finals, awaiting the winner of this one. 4 seconds left. There's at least a chance if this goes in, but it does not. It'll be a 3-1 final in game 1 as RR3 take it convincingly over Team Firewall.
Like you mentioned earlier on in this first game, it's the same thing that happened in the first round between these two teams. RR3 took the first game pretty convincingly, but Firewall came back strong in game 2. So if history repeats itself, that's what we're going to see here in this second game, and we'll see a tie series going into game 3. But, Firewall, they didn't look very strong that game. They had a lot of shots on target, and RR3 didn't have as many. They only had 5 shots from RR3, but they were accurate shots. They were quality chances from RR3. Firewall trying to play that same style going around the corner. They got to play off the backboard a little more because RR3's defense on the backboard has been very lackluster today.
7 shots for Firewall. That doesn't even count the one that was blocked by a teammate way out at midfield. It would have been on an empty net. It would have really made things real interesting if Firewall only had to make up 1 goal the rest of the way. As it turns out, though, they dropped game 1 by a pair of goals, and now we go into game 2. It's not must win necessarily for Team Firewall, again, with this being a best of 5, but it's about as close as you can get to a must win. We haven't seen anybody take a 2-game lead at all in these series. They've all gone 5 games. They've all been just trading wins back and forth, either 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, etc. Here we go. IRVL starting it off for RR3. And he's going to retreat and give way to Limbo. That's taken by Ice Teasy. And this Firewall team, remember in the first series, they came back with a blowout win of their own in game 2. It's a mistake there from RR3. And it looked like Vel was going for the demo in net. Didn't get it. And everybody misses here. A very sloppy start to game 2. We had a sloppy start to game 1 and kind of made the remark that favors RR3 if they could get Firewall to play that kind of a game. And so far it's working in this series, but now Firewall on the breakout. Great play downfield and a better save by Limbo. Oh, and then they follow it up by colliding in net or in front of the net, and this somehow goes through.
That save by Limbo was really good, but Speed Freak and Limbo. Speed Freak, I think, bumps Limbo out of the way, and a misplay. You said sloppy play may favor RR3, but so far it's favoring Firewall with that opening goal.
Let's see if they can get Firewall to make similar mistakes as this goes to the side. It's IRVL beaten by Ice Teasy. And now what does Limbo have in store? What a pass! What a pass! And it sets up IRVL.
What a pass. I mean, that is an incredible touch to flick that off the backboard. And we said backboard play is going to come as a crucial part of this game. And it has so far here for RR3 as they tie it up.
Boy, from Kev's perspective, you're just thinking, yeah, okay, if he centers that, he can have it. My goodness. Limbo going to play this out. And Kev is right there to intercept. And back and forth they go. Who's going to take this sequence? Vel gets the boost ahead of IRVL. Speed Freak can't follow this play up, and now we're just in a holding pattern again. This ball will pop up, waiting for someone to take control. It'll be Ice Teasy looking for Kev. He found him, but Vel wasn't down in the corner. And possession goes back to RR3 for the time being. Now Limbo retreating back. IRVL will have it. Firewall going to try that corner play again, and a big shot from Kev. The play worked, but the shot from Kev just whistling wide. And Ice Teasy's got to get there just ahead of Speed Freak. And quickly on the counterattack, that's Limbo not getting all of that ball. Tries a half flip to get in position, and IRVL is there to bail him out. Now can he get downfield? That's a triple commit. Everybody's downfield for RR3, but it didn't hurt them as Firewall couldn't intercept. And by the time they get downfield, IRVL is there for the save.
Something I'm noticing from Firewall right now, they're doing a lot more passing plays, something we did not see them do very much of in Game 1. And it's working for them. They're getting the passes on target, but they've got to get the shots that they take on target as well. So far, they've just been going to the corner, either side, and that's not something you need to see out of them. They need to get these shots into the back of the net.
Speed Freak and IRVL up for the same ball, but they get it away from Vel. So at least in that regard, it works out. Speed Freak steals the boost from Kev. He's still got plenty of boost left over, though. So not an effective boost starve. Now Speed Freak. Oh, he fakes out Kev. There's the mind game. And a shot in is from Limbo. And RR3 have the lead.
Speed Freak using the name of this organization to his advantage. And he will set this whole thing up. He is the table setter. We've called him the table setter all day long. And he is showing why he has been the top of the assist chain with that great pass.
Yeah, it was Petrick from the Bluebirds who was the only one who was even close to Speed Freak in the assist category. That was 14 assists coming in for Speed Freak, only 11 for Petrick. And of course, with him gone, you have to go way, way down the ladder to find anybody. I think it's Ice Teasy actually with 8. Now IRVL lobbing this one downfield. That's off the ceiling, and Limbo is able to make the save. Minute 40 to go. RR3 with the lead here. And Ice Teasy going to play this around and not find anybody except Speed Freak, who's right there. He's been a pest for Firewall to deal with on both sides of the field, really. IRVL setting up for a shot from Kev. He read that pass perfectly, and he's able to intercept. He got in front of the shot attempt, and away this goes again. 4 shots for RR3. Maybe about to be 5 as Speed Freak lobs one in, and it's just wide.
Yeah, and you got a bump on Ice Teasy as well to allow the attack to continue for RR3, and they're looking for another goal. They're looking to become the first team that we've seen on this broadcast to go up 2-0.
Yeah, go figure. Every match we've streamed has gone 5 games. Every match we haven't has been a sweep. Kev's going to play one away after a great save from Vel. Can he get downfield in time? No, he can't, but he does have a full tank to work with. He'll set up Ice Teasy. Take the shot himself, and Limbo makes the save. Kev is there for the rebound, but he can't center it as that's blocked away. Another block by Speed Freak. There's the defense that we're used to seeing from him. And this kicks out and around in front of the net for about 20 seconds left to go here for Team Firewall. And it's Kev who's going to try to get it started. He can't. IRVL, good flick towards the net, but Ice Teasy is there. And now downfield, Kev cherry picking, and a save by IRVL. He almost own goaled that, playing with fire against Firewall. 1 second left. Kev, He gets under this. Golden opportunity to tie the game. And Speed Freak, who else, swats it away.
The one thing we had to say about RR3's defense was they weren't playing the backboard, and right there, Speed Freak with a critical touch off of the backboard, keeping his team up 2-1 and winning game 2. That's our first 2-0 that we've seen in stream, and it's looking good for RR3. They have played so strong offensively, getting attack from places that you did not expect it from Speed Freak, and just absolutely setting everything up, scoring goals, doing everything that his team needs him to do, and forcing themselves into match point here going into game 3.
Well, Team Firewall, they did not fare well against the other playoff teams in the bracket. They went 1-2, and of course, one of those 2 losses was to RR3. It was a 2-1 result in those best of 3 league play matches, or excuse me, set of 3 league play matches. But Kev's going to score on an empty net here, and that's the ugly side of RR3 we've seen off and on.
Yeah, the misrotation defensively that time again, and Kev will get the goal for Firewall. Good job and good recognition. He gets 2 shots for that 1 goal, though, so accuracy, got to get it on point.
And now the kickoff going to be taken eventually by Limbo. Ice Teasy knocks Limbo into a shot, but Vel is right there. And this goes across for Kev, and a lot of physical play here to start game 3. That's a little different from what we're used to seeing from Firewall, at least in this series. And maybe that's the plan they've got to go with, try and make RR3 feel uncomfortable. They've been very comfortable in this series so far. They've got a 2-0 series lead. And, well, yeah, they were tested in game 2, but really it doesn't seem like Firewall are playing up to their usual standards. Ice Teasy misses here, and Limbo's going to try to start it downfield. He can't. It'll be IRVL instead. IRVL, can he follow this himself? No, he can't. Speed Freak is there, right between the eyes, and we're tied.
What a great pass play off the backboard again. So it seems like the backboard is going to be the friend for whoever decides to use it. RR3 does that this time, and Speed Freak is able to get the goal to tie it up.
Our first minute belongs to you, the viewer. You are the one that wins with these 2 teams playing. They put on an outstanding show all evening long here. And now Limbo's going to sky one up. And that's going to be won by Ice Teasy. IRVL misses. There's an opportunity, but boy, things have really, really slowed down. Almost to like bots playing speed at this point. Here's Kev off the ceiling. And Ice Teasy loses the challenge out to IRVL. Able to recover, but nobody's there. He couldn't get a clean centering pass. We remain tied, coming up on 3 minutes to go. This is awkward in front, and Speed Freak will get the save. Now it's cleared away by IRVL. Ice Teasy looking for a pass, trying to draw out a defender. He's drawn out Limbo. Speed Freak gets back and makes the save again. Plenty of saves on the 5 shots, 3 saves for RR3 Gaming. Of course, 2 shots technically on that goal that Kev scored. Now IRVL loses out on a challenge to Vel, and Ice Teasy plays another one. But again, those big high clearances, they're tough for even the defense or the opposing team to read. You can't really intercept, and you can't really get a good pass off from them. Ice Teasy blocked by Limbo, and now Firewall's in a tough spot, but Kev makes the most of it. Halfway gone through game number 3, and hard to believe it's a must-win for Team Firewall. If RR3 take this game, they're going on to the grand finals. They get another shot at Team Luminescence, team that has certainly defied the odds, even as the number 2 seed, and they have made their way to the grand finals. What a story that would be if they're able to take it all. We'll find out soon enough as Limbo skies one up. He's got IRVL coming on, but that's blocked away by Kev. Another couple of misses. Vel's got to get there. No, Kev will have it. And now he'll find Ice Teasy, who just throws that off to the corner, and boy, real tough for either team to get a read on what the other team's trying to do. Vel with a shot off the post. That's been the best opportunity for anybody to score in about a minute and a half.
Yeah, it just seems like both teams playing a little more back back and forth ping-pongy action coming out, and nobody really wanted to take full advantage of anything so far as we push into 90 seconds remaining. And oh, there it is! IRVL capitalizing on the mistake by the defensive firewall.
What a sequence for Team RR3 Gaming as they finally break through. You just create a little bit of chaos in front of the net. Firewall wasn't able to deal with it the right way, and Limbo and company have a 2-1 lead. And once again, Limbo, the only one of the three without a goal, and I think he's quite happy with that position because he's been a big part both setting up. He's basically been Speed Freak throughout this entire playoff for RR3 Gaming. It's Limbo to center here. And coming on is IRVL. That shot's going to go wide. And now Speed Freak going to play another one across. If this score holds in less than a minute, we'll be seeing RR3 go up against Team Luminescence. Yet another rematch, and we'll have seen RR3 in every match on stream tonight. This is going to be cleared away. No goal for Firewall. Nobody in goal for Firewall. Speed Freak makes it 3-1.
Yeah, and you said before, Speed Freak has not been playing his normal role. Limbo playing that role, and Speed Freak is playing the role of IRVL throughout the whole season, getting the most goals in this game here, 3-1, and it's looking like we're going to see a 3-game sweep in this losers bracket final.
It'll be Speed Freak sending this across. It would be, for RR3 Gaming, the only sweep of any of the other playoff teams they've gotten all season long. What a time to come up with it. Ice-Teasy desperately trying to clear this away. They can't. Vel can't get there. IRVL just playing keep away. And Speed Freak gonna lob one again to the back wall. If Firewall's gonna have a chance, they need something to go their way right now. It is not. Final few seconds will tick away. RR 3-0 over Team Firewall. And it's another rematch in the grand finals with Team Luminescence.
And they just want to get another goal for their momentum's sake. And there it is! Speed Freak is going to get himself a hat trick. And IRVL will get himself a Playmaker medal. And that will do it here in our lower bracket final. 4-1 the final in Game 3. 3-0 sweep for RR3 Gaming. And they, once again, like you said, will face off against Team Luminescence.
Well, hey, fair play to Firewall. They certainly gave it one heck of an effort. They put on a real good show in the first match that we saw them against RR3. But RR3 Gaming, just too much for Firewall twice in this tournament. And now let's set the table for the grand finals, which will come up in a moment. You've got RR3. They lost to Luminescence earlier. So Luminescence, all they've got to do is win a single best of 7 to be your Mind Games League champions. Meanwhile, RR3 Gaming will need to win 2 best of 7s, like Flipside did against Mocket EU back in RLCS Season 2, to win the whole thing. Captain Chase, what are you thinking before we go to a break here as far as what we're expecting to see between these two teams?
I expect to see a lot of the same that we saw in our upper final, the winners bracket final. You know, it was a very even match. We saw the comeback from Team Luminescence. They've been sitting since that matchup, watching these two teams duke it out for a chance to face off against them. And I think that RR3 will at least have a chance at getting the bracket reset. I'm not sure about the second set if there's going to be one, but it's going to be a close matchup. I would say for sure a Game 7 in this first set.
All right, RR3 gets another crack at Team Luminescence after a short break here while we set up the Mind Games League Season 4 Grand Finals. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.
side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
I feel so alive. I've never felt this way before. It must be you and I. It's got me thinking about us more. It's these bright lights that put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes.
Welcome back to the Mind Games League Season 4 playoffs. It is grand finals time now. Stacks alongside Captain Chase. And Captain, we've got another rematch for you. It is Team Luminescence. We've kind of remarked one of the more statistically unimpressive teams from the regular season They have fought their way through to the grand finals. They're in the upper bracket portion of it. RR3 Gaming have had to fight through Team Firewall twice to get to this point right now, and now they need 2 best-of-7 wins over Team Luminescence.
And RR3 looked pretty strong in that last set against Firewall. And you saw some offense coming from unexpected places in Speed Freak, who was our assist leader and savior metal man here, the defensive wall for RR3. He's had almost as many goals in the playoffs today as he had all of the regular season in the 4 weeks that we played. And he has been playing very well going into this grand final matchup.
Team Luminescence, of course, led by Clokey, 12 goals in the regular season. That tied him for third alongside IRVL. That number may be pretty similar, actually, because, again, all the scoring for RR3 seems to come from Speed Freak, their usual goaltender. He led the league with 25 saves. That's 5 more than the second-place savior, which was actually Ice Teasy from Firewall. So, really, the numbers don't seem to matter because Team Luminescence, they're the team that have gone through their 2-0 in this tournament if they win 1 best-of-7. They are your Mind Games 4 grand champions. And just kind of looking at the lobby here to make sure everybody's in, I see Limbo, Andom, and who are we missing? Nobody. So we are ready to go. Team Luminescence, Clokey, Andom, and Bilbo. RR3 Gaming on the orange, Limbo, IRVL, and Speed Freak. 5 minutes on the clock. Game 1 of, again, a best-of-7 now in the grand finals. It is a marathon, not a sprint, for the remainder of the $250 prize pool. Again, we just said goodbye to Firewall Gaming. They took 3rd place in this Season 4 after they were right in the mix in Season 3 as well. We know we'll have a new champion, though, as IRVL will send one away after kind of a weak shot from Luminescence. And Andom trying to get it started again for TL. It's going to be Limbo lobbing one up there, Bilbo to challenge, and waiting for a team to really take over here in this first minute. That drops straight down. Speed Freak is there, and all the defender could do is just watch it happen.
Yeah, that touch sends it up to that little angled section of the ceiling and back wall. Speed Freak, reading that extremely well, is able to be in the right place at the right time and get the opening goal here.
35 seconds, 1-0 RR3. Again, if they win this best-of-7, they need to turn around and win another one. As Limbo makes a save right on the goal line, and away it goes for Speed Freak. That's high off the backboard. Clokey gets there. And Bilbo didn't get that cleanly at all. Empty net shot goes high. Follow-up from Limbo. RR3 are not messing around.
You know, it says Limbo LFT, but I don't think he's going to be LFT for very long. RR3 should pick this guy up for full-time play as they have forced into this grand finals, and they have a 2-0 lead.
Less than a minute's gone by, and Andom's going to try to take this near the ceiling. Bilbo was up as well. Andom's shot is on target, but it's a save for IRVL, and what a shot there. That came out like a cannon right onto Andom, but his shot's going to be just wide. And it settles down now for RR3 Gaming. Big miss there from Bilbo, and Clokey's got to race back. He's the only one in a position to stop a breakaway from RR3. Because again, they have a 2-0 lead here in Game 1, trying to begin the process of a bracket reset. But we've seen Team Luminescence. They've been behind before, and well, they have managed to come back. They have been a very low-scoring team, though. Again, leading goal scorer only with 12, and nobody else even close. But there's their leading scorer, Clokey, getting it started.
Yeah, great shot there from Clokey, and a better pass from Bilbo. Limbo and IRVL both in the net too, so no defense coming out. Speed Freak wasn't there, so I guess when he's not back right now so far in this game, there's going to be a goal going in.
So each team with 2 octanes and a long car. It's Andom in the Batmobile for Team Luminescence, and Limbo with the Dominus for Team RR3. And Clokey's going to win a challenge here, but it's going to end up with IRVL. He's centering for Limbo, but Bilbo got a piece of it. And away this goes. Still a 2-1 lead for RR3, but Luminescence is knocking on the door. Andom shot blocked by Limbo as it's long car on long car there. And Bilbo will center here, trying to get it to Clokey to clear. He could not. Now Clokey's got to get creative, and IRVL just beats him to the punch. Big shot off the backboard here. Andom is going to pinch that with Bilbo. Didn't quite get the result they wanted. And away it goes again to the Luminescent side of the field. And boy, they were playing with fire there in front of their own net. It worked out. And now they've got a counterattack going. Off the ceiling on the demo from Speed Freak on Andom. That's really going to hurt Luminescence.
Yeah, it relieves the pressure for the defense of RR3. And that's what they needed at that moment. It seemed like Luminescence had a really good shot coming in, but instead, nothing will happen offensively yet. As we push into the last 1 minute and 30 seconds, we'll look to see if Luminescence can tie it up.
IRVL lobbing another one downfield. They've drawn out Andom. He needs to get back in front, and IRVL just picks his pocket. It's 3-1.
What a snag there from IRVL. And he picks this up and steals it right off the top of Andom. That's the downfall to the Batmobile. Flat car, no hitbox towards the top of it, and that will cost him.
This will pop up, and it's Bilbo up the ladder. He lost it. Andom can't get a clean touch either. Double commit from RR3, but it got the job done as this ball goes all the way downfield, and another shot from IRVL. Won't get credit for a shot officially, so they still only got 3, but that's a pretty good ratio. 3 shots, 3 goals for RR3, and then a shot going wide on that occasion from, looked like, Limbo. This will be lobbed up. Limbo's got it again. He's going to try to spike down on it, but Clokey's got the clear. Andom will play it further in. They've got a minute to go to Team Luminescence, but right now, Team RR3 Gaming are all over them. As Clokey tries to clear this away, they need to get downfield quickly, and they do. Speed Freak off the corner. Big shot from Bilbo. He didn't get enough on it. If he did, if he had enough pace, that would have got right by Speed Freak. It would have been real interesting. Instead, it's still a 2-goal game. 34 seconds. Luminescence are where they need to be, but they need to get in front of the net now. Limbo has that taken away by Bilbo. And IRVL will just pop one right over Andom. Good challenge by Clokey. Andom was there trying to drop one down and in. Well, that would have been an impressive goal even by a grand champion standards. Here's IRVL. Clearing that away off of Clokey. Andom sending another one down. Clokey was cherry picking. Didn't get a good angle. No time left. Oh, it goes in with 1 second. There's at least a chance for Luminescence.
They're going to need a kickoff goal. We haven't seen very many opportunities like that coming out from them yet, but Clokey will give them a goal to give them a chance. And it's not a very likely situation, but we'll find out what happens.
Well, this game could end in the blink of an eye, but it's a kickoff that goes up. IRVL, he didn't just kill it. He played it towards the net, got a little greedy, and now they can keep this ball in the air, but not for long, as that will do it. RR3 Gaming take game 1.
That's what they needed. They're keeping the momentum that they had from that victory against Firewall in their favor. Like we said before, the Luminescence made the comeback in their winners final, and won that in a best of 5. So maybe we'll see the same situation here. Luminescence maybe just needing to get rewarmed back up and maybe force themselves back in this series.
So we'll wait for everybody to be ready. Oh, that includes me. So 3-2 the scoreline for RR3 as they make a statement in game 1. They came right out of the gates, firing on all cylinders. And Luminescence now, they have that, you could say it's convenience, but it's also kind of a curse of having a series in hand against RR3 here, because let's say RR3 take this series. Well, now the pressure's really on Luminescence because you couldn't beat him the first time in this final. What makes you think anything's going to change? So, going to be interesting to see how Luminescence kind of adapt to what RR3 Gaming is bringing to the table, as we'll kick it off in Game 2. Andom up against Limbo. The two long cars on the kickoff. How convenient, as Bilbo has this one angled downward. It goes off of IRVL and in.
It's the same type of goal we saw in the start of game number 1, this time in favor of Team Luminescence, dropping down off of that edge at the top of the dome and goes right down in front of the orange net, giving the chance for Bilbo to get the goal.
And Clokey was not going to get this. Bilbo took it instead. Probably would have been better served letting Clokey take the shot, and then Bilbo paid the price with a demo. Now Andom, he'll get a shot off, but Limbo's up there to meet him, and that's been a fun matchup to watch. Those two have been right on each other pretty much all series long, both in this series and the previous one. Now Andom gonna lob another one in. IRVL misses. Limbo misses as well, and IRVL just came off the wall just randomly, and he happened to be in the way of that shot. And wow, big pinch there. That's like it's shot out of a cannon in front. And Limbo's going to clear it away. Well read. Just getting there ahead of the attacker. And now Bilbo out to Clokey. This is good team play out of the zone. Andom in perfect position. They've really spread out well, have Team Luminescence. And now Bilbo's going to try to center. Needs one more touch. He's got it. Here's Clokey, their leading scorer, and he's denied once. Andom going to try to follow it up. He can't. And Speed Freak will finish it off.
Good defensive play from RR3 here, keeping the ball out of the back of the net. They don't want to go down 2. It's the same thing that happened to Luminescence in the first game. And they are going to look for more. It's a great shot from Limbo, cleared out by Clokey.
You want to see what this Mind Games League is all about? You can find a lot of highlights from the season and past seasons right on YouTube. Got to see some of the highlights, or relive some of the highlights from the earlier weeks. You saw a lot of Team Firewall on there. You saw a little bit of Team Luminescence. Didn't see a whole lot of RR3 on there, honestly, but they were good enough to get to the grand finals here today in the playoffs. And again, only 2 wins separating first place and fourth place in the standings. That's what we've had to go on here in the grand finals now, these playoffs, and everything has delivered up to this point. Coming up on the halfway mark. It's Luminescence with a lead here in Game 2, but they trail in this first best of 7. It's IRVL lobbing one in, and a pass in front. That's a great pass, but nobody was there for it, so I guess how good was it really? And now Andom and Clokey combine to try and send this away. Another double commit on both sides. And now Speed Freak will try to throw one in. And no success getting this ball in front of the net for RR3 Gaming. Been well defended by Luminescence.
Yeah, that's what you need to see here, as they did lose game 1. They're trying to tie this series up at a game apiece going into game 3. And Luminescence's defense has been very good. They've only, each team only with 2 shots though, as we come into the third minute rather, excuse me. And there's another goal.
Yeah, shot from Andom finds the mark. It had the feeling of a weird goal that was going to break this scoreless drought. That's exactly what it was. Just an awkward shot from the corner. Nobody was at the net. RR3 Gaming, we've seen that from them a few times. It's just that lack of consistency on defense. That's probably the only thing holding them back. But in fairness to them, they do still have the lead in this series. And this would only tie things up for Luminescence if they're able to hang on. Talk about defensive inconsistency. Everybody's missing in the defensive end. That's not where you want to be missing for sure if you're Luminescence. Big pass down in front and no redirect there from Speed Freak. So it remains 2-0 in favor of Luminescence, and just didn't feel like there's that same energy we're used to seeing from RR3. So they get a shot here and can't follow it up.
Yeah, they might be coming down off of the high from getting into the grand finals. And also it may be a situation of Luminescence is warm again, and now they are looking to dominate here in game 2.
IRVL finds Limbo, but the shot goes wide. Speed Freak can't connect with Limbo there. And there's no shot, and the ball just slowly but surely making its way back to the RR3 side. Speed Freak and IRVL both after that ball, and Limbo's going to be the one left to clean up the mess. Down inside a minute to go now in Game 2. And right now, it's all Luminescence trying to level the series. They will! If this keeps up, it's Bilbo adding to the score.
And they are running away with this game, much like RR3 tried to do. This time, though, we're not seeing any kind of a fight back from RR3. And Luminescence, with that third goal, really puts themselves in a good situation here.
3-0 the scoreline as IRVL climbs the ladder. He got it towards the net. Credit to him there, but nobody was there to finish the play. Now Limbo, not able to beat Bilbo to that ball. And this will go off the ceiling back down to the other side of the field, and another loose ball in front. IRVL doing all he can just to keep it away from the net. But this is just about a foregone conclusion at this point. 20 seconds left, and RR3 not able to get anything resembling offense rolling right now. And Speed Freak misses here, so now they're just playing for pride at this point, trying to make it only a 3-goal loss. It'll be 4 as Bilbo gets a hat trick.
And that was a good play by Bilbo, looking to just push the attack forward. And that's a huge momentum shift in this series if Luminescence can shut out RR3 Gaming.
7 seconds before we get into game 3, and you can tell the players are just going through the motions at this point. Ready to get on into the third game. Will it be a shutout here? Yes, it most likely will, unless Speed Freak comes in. He will not. And that'll do it. Luminescence levels the series. Again, this first best of 7 in the grand finals could be the only one if Luminescence are able to rally off a few more wins.
Yeah, and this was a very dominating performance here from Luminescence. You saw that quick kickoff goal to start the game, and they just took it from there and moved forward and not really allowing a whole lot of attack coming out from RR3. You see the 5 shots from them with 5 saves. So the defense standing tall. Every shot was on target from RR3, but nothing really with too much pace and too much difficulty for the defense of Luminescence. It's something that needs to change up if they want to win game number 3.
Every time you go through a bracket and even through a series like this with everything on the line in the grand finals, you kind of go through peaks and valleys. And right now, RR3 is in a valley. They are about as low as you can get after getting shut out 4-0 here in game number 2. And the players just memeing a bit here as we get into game 3. Good to see that while there is a lot on the line here, and of course a whole season's worth of work coming down to this one match, the players are in good spirits about it. That's what you like to see, is you get it a lot here at the Mind Games League, and really sportsmanship, one of the top priorities of all the teams. Really great to see as Andum's going to send that across on a challenge. Bilbo able to center this ball, but IRVL going to play that out to the corner and away. Loose ball at midfield. Bilbo's going to take the shot, and he got the challenge on IRVL, but couldn't drop that down in front. Limbo now to send this away. Bilbo's not going to get there. It's a long-range goal to open up the scoring.
Coast to coast on this shot from Limbo. Hits it from his own box. No defensive rotation from Team Luminescence, and it will cost him here. RR3 on the board to start the scoring.
So RR3 strike first. They took game 1. Took it pretty convincingly. Then Luminescence with a big 4-0 shutout in game 2. RR3 looking to answer back with a win of their own. They're on the right track so far. But Limbo's going to give way to Speed Freak. He's got a full tank too. He got that mid boost. Let's see what he can do with it. He's going up, so is IRVL. Speed Freak's going to take his time, and now that's cleared away by Clokey. Bilbo back the other way while they went downfield in a hurry. This game's tied.
The pace of this counterattack was so quick. Clokey right up to Bilbo. You see how fast Bilbo was going in the air. Able to boom that right to the net and score this tying goal.
First minute gone by, and IRVL not going for this ball initially. Now he does. And these two teams deadlocked. Game apiece, goal apiece in game 3. Away this goes. Andum just barely missing. Hard to miss with the long nose of the Batmobile, but he was just out of reach. And then Limbo really out of control trying to make the most of it. He could not. And now Luminescence is back on the attack. with IRVL making a big clear here. Now centering for Speed Freak, and all they can do is try and get in front of Andom. So things getting a little sloppy again for RR3. They can't clear the zone. Bilbo just bringing one in, a little token pressure. And Andom's shot's going to go high and wide. 3 minutes plus left to go here in Game 3. And Luminescence stuck on defense now. RR3 finally able to get out of their own zone, but a big-time stop way out in front. Cloaky's putting in a lot of work. So is Andom, but he couldn't center here, and IRVL will take over. Now it's Speed Freak. He'll clear this away. Another defender's needed. It's IRVL. He's got all 4 saves for RR3 here in Game 3. Now Cloaky. He'll send one off the backboard. Another shot from Andom, and IRVL stopped that one too.
And another block from IRVL. He's just taking over the role of Speed Freak here, playing that defensive prowess player that RR3 needs. Speed Freak, only with 10 points in the game, though. He hasn't really been doing a whole lot here in game number 3.
IRVL with a rising shot. That was just wide. That one from Speed Freak is just high. You'd think the third one would be just right, but it is not, because it never comes in. Here's the third shot, and it is just right, but Andom is right there for it. Now Speed Freak missing IRVL there. So Limbo has to come up and challenge Bilbo. There's a shot from Cloaky. He's denied by IRVL. Those two, the leading scorers for their respective teams in the regular season. It's been fun watching them go head-to-head here. Neither have a goal here in Game 3. It's Limbo and Bilbo who have the goals for their respective teams. As we battle on down to about 90 seconds left. Cloaky to center, but nobody's up for it. And Speed Freak will go up against Bilbo to send this away. Limbo now to the corner. Bilbo's got another big clear. That's what sprung them for the opening goal, or their first goal of this game that tied it up. Cloaky has that taken away by Speed Freak. But what a challenge up by midfield. Bringing that ball back in. Andom credited with a shot. But it results in nothing in the end, as we're still tied with exactly a minute to go.
Yeah, and these teams battling it out on either side of the field. Nobody's really had an advantage. We've seen a couple of good doinks coming out from Luminescences. There was another one there that went on target but saved away by Speed Freak. And really, nobody wants to take advantage.
Yeah, you can probably tell we're kind of having a hard time describing what's going on. I think the players are having a hard time figuring out what's going on. This has been a strange game, and defense will do that to teams. It'll make them look absolutely silly at times. As Cloaky plays one up. Speed Freak, he got the second touch. Andom can't make the save. A blunder there in front of the net, and RR3 take the lead.
And that may cost Team Luminescence here. A great touch from Speed Freak, dropping that down in front, but Andom, maybe forgetting which side of the field he's supposed to be shooting at, puts that in his own net, and Luminescence down a goal with 24 seconds left.
It was an awkward situation there for Andom, as that touch from Speed Freak really threw him for a loop, but Andom trying to make good on it, and he bounced one just high and wide. Another shot in. That one saved by Limbo. You can tell RR3 are in defense mode now. They need to close this out. 4 more seconds, and another ball cleared away. That's a triple commit defensively, but it gets the job done. Who are we to argue with the results? RR3 take Game 3.
And Speed Freak coming in late in that game to really set his mark on it with that goal. It's the one that matters. Like we said before, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good in Rocket League. And in that situation, Speed Freak getting lucky from the help from Andom there and giving RR3 the Game 3 victory and a 2-1 series lead.
So keep an eye now on Andom, I would think, in game number 4 for Luminescence. Again, he had that own goal there as he was trying to make the save on the shot from Speed Freak. It ultimately went in off of Andom. Let's see if he is frustrated or flustered at all. He had a chance to tie the game immediately afterwards. He could not. And now we'll see what happens in game number 4. 5 minutes on the clock. Remember, it's a best of 7 now. So it is not a clinching situation for RR3 Gaming. They still need 2 more wins to force a bracket reset and another best of 7 with Team Luminescence. It's Clokey getting to center this one, and nobody's there for it. Andum's shot's going to be sent away by Limbo, but Bilbo's there to keep up the pressure for Luminescence. Andum lets this go, and Clokey had it sized up. IRVL had him sized up and able to disrupt the shot as IRVL sends one away from the corner. Bilbo coming up, and he's trying to get creative. Andum has that pinball around. Could work out well for Luminescence, but IRVL clears it right at Clokey, and Limbo makes the save.
So we're seeing a little bit of ping pong come out here as RR3 are just trying to clear the zone. 4 shots coming out from Luminescence, none coming out, and now we're going to see one. Speed Freak going to get the first shot for RR3, and it's going to go into the empty net. And a great counterattack coming out from RR3.
Yeah, Clokey was the last one back, and he went for the challenge very late getting there as Speed Freak had him beat all the way. And now it's getting real interesting. RR3 Gaming, they're 2 wins away from resetting the bracket, and they have a lead here in Game 4. It's going to be Clokey finding Andum. That's a good team play, but it's snuffed out by RR3. Now Clokey going to follow this himself, and Speed Freak makes sure he can't. See who got that boost down there in the corner. I believe it was actually Bilbo. And Clokey now set up with 30 to work with. And, well, he got by IRVL, but Speed Freak is there to back him up. So good defending so far for RR3, and really good defense has been a good offense. As Speed Freak gets taken out there. We haven't seen that much, actually. Saw Firewall try to take him out a couple of times. They were only able to experience limited success. And now Clokey and Andum, they collide trying to make this clear. And what a challenge from Limbo. That's going to send Luminescence back, scampering to their own back line. And IRVL stuffed by Bilbo. So they're seeing really good challenges on both sides of the field. But so far, it's RR3 that have made the most of it. They've got that 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and they're just trying to play the possession game. Keeping the ball in the blue side of the field keeps the attack from Luminescence at bay. But now they're going to see a chance here from Andum, but stopped away by IRVL.
And now IRVL beaten by Andum there. It's an awkward situation defensively for RR3 as this pops up. Bilbo is there, so is Limbo. And Limbo got there first. Andum over to Clokey. And that's going to bank out into the orange zone and pop straight up. Bilbo's up the ladder. Can't find the angle as Limbo's there to cut him off. And IRVL trying to clear away again. We've seen IRVL in particular. He's really tried to clear that out around the corner in particular. Not really trying to lob it down the field. He's trying to throw off this Luminescence offense. And it's working with mixed results, you could say. IRVL going to try a shot here. Clokey never had a chance, never saw him coming.
I don't know what happened here. Clokey may have not had his ball cam on here. It looked like he had a chance at the ball, but IRVL with a great challenge, not allowing Clokey even a chance at the clear. And that will give RR3 the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, not sure how he couldn't have seen him because IRVL was there the whole way. He must have assumed that was a pass. And it was to himself. Andum makes good on what happened in Game 3. And finally, Andum's back on the board for Luminescence.
Yeah, they needed that there. They were down 2, now only down 1. The momentum shift, hopefully for their sake, getting back on their side. RR3 still with the lead, looking to get that 3-1 lead in this best of 7, though.
IRVL lobbing one in. That's on target, and Bilbo barely makes the save right at the post. So he had it lined up, but he made it look real interesting as Clokey wins a great challenge all the way downfield and try to follow it himself. IRVL played it out to Limbo, and fortunately for Limbo, that went high. Speed Freak misses. That's a rare sight, but it is cleared away by Limbo. Now Bilbo just spikes that down. Solid challenge, but nobody's got possession here. Andum to center for Bilbo. He's very late getting there. And Clokey has to go up. Missed that on the backboard. But Andum's going to be there. Speed Freak couldn't drop one down and in. 1 minute to go for Luminescence. And they need a win here or they'll be facing the end of this match, as it will be match point coming up for RR3 Gaming. And then we'll have a bracket reset, another best of 7 in these grand finals. There's still time, though, for Luminescence if they can get out of their own zone. Speed Freak just playing keep away from Andom. It's almost like a game of monkey in the middle. And now finally, Andom will clear one down. Boy, there's a lot of open space in front of the net, but Speed Freak got the clear, so did Limbo. And away this goes, and Luminescence will have to reset. They've only got 20 seconds to work with now. Bilbo through the air. That's going to get down, and he can't get a second touch. Loose ball swatted away, but it right at Clokey. 9 seconds left. This will drop down. Andom's there, but he couldn't read it. He thought it was coming out further. There's Bilbo. That's wide. Follow-up is in with 2 seconds to go.
What a shot, what a play, and good pressure coming out from Luminescence. Bilbo with a critical pass off of Limbo, and that will be the tying goal. We are going to possibly see overtime. Still a chance for a kickoff goal for either team, though.
Overtime is indeed looming, and that will force it right there. Golden goal here to either level the series or put RR3 Gaming to within 1 game of a bracket reset. Speed Freak is going to give way to Clokey. There's Andom, and his shot's high. No follow-up as everybody missed. And now quick counterattack the other way. It's going to roll right home. Limbo makes it a 3-1 series.
That worm burner, Clokey was the last man in defensive rotation for Luminescence. And Limbo sees nobody back and just says, I'm going to put it towards net. And sure enough, it goes in. RR3 has the 3-1 advantage. They are sitting on match point, looking for that bracket reset.
Well, we knew they would have a chance to really play competitively with Luminescence. It was a 5-game series in the upper bracket finals, and a 5-game series to get them there as well for RR3 Gaming. So among everybody who's played, they've certainly had the most practice here in these playoffs. They're about to play now their, let's see, 5, 10, 13. This is game 5, so their 18th game of these playoffs, and they are looking to force at least 4 more.
Yeah, and that's what they want. They want that bracket reset really badly, and they have a chance at it here in Game 5. Let's see what happens.
And we kick it off. It's going to the RR3 zone. Luminescence looking to stave off the end of this match and make a statement early here. It's a must-win for them. Otherwise, we'll play another one as IRVL throws one downfield. And Andom's got that cleared away, but another shot in from RR3. That's sent away by Bilbo as well. Now Limbo. Boy, we've seen him try to get that touch where he goes upside down. We've seen him come very, very close. He had that one amazing pass coming from the backboard right above the goal. I believe it was in this series. But since then, no, it was actually the Firewall series. But since then, he hasn't been able to connect with that play. Now another centering pass, this one intended for IRVL. Limbo comes up empty, and a chance for Luminescence to reset and get downfield. Now it's Bilbo banking that one to Clokey, and Luminescence has to retreat back to their zone because all 3 members were up on the attack, and one counterattack would have resulted in an easy goal for RR3. Here's IRVL sending one away. Andom plays that to the corner. Clokey was waiting. A little indecisiveness kind of cost him, and the attack dies right there. Cherry picking his IRVL. That's going to be blocked way out in front, and Clokey has another clear. Now with 3.5 to go, big booming shot from Andom, and IRVL just gets right in the way. Way to hang in there and stand his ground. Blocks one shot, and that's all there is on that attack. That seems like all we've really seen from Luminescence outside of that one sequence where they tied the game late in Game 4. Just been one and done on the offensive end.
Yeah, and you need to see multiple attempts coming out from them, especially now in the situation that they're in, down 3-1 in the series. There's a great shot from Bilbo comes out, but again, cleared away by the defensive RR3. So you're seeing another one and done here. 3 shots And there's a shot. Oh, Limbo. What a shot from Limbo. I was about to say, you're seeing a lot of one-and-dones from Luminescence, but no shots from RR3. But Limbo taking the words out of my mouth before I can say them and getting the goal, and that actually bounces off the crossbar and in off of Andom to give them the lead.
Yeah, hard to know if that would have gone bar down and out had Andom not been there, but either way, it's a 1-0 lead for RR3 Gaming. Andom looking to answer right back, and Speed Freak able to pop that away, and Limbo gets there ahead of Bilbo as well on the follow-up. Away this goes downfield as RR3 try to reset this bracket. They fell to Luminescence in the upper bracket final in a classic 5-gamer. This one may in fact only go 5 games as Bilbo can't get that in front, and Limbo combines with IRVL to try and clear this away, and IRVL is there with another clear, and it's going to be Clokey. That could angle straight down, and Speed Freak knew it. He's able to clear this away. Boy, how well has Speed Freak played in this whole playoff? One of the better console players we've seen as Limbo gets it to make it 2-0.
Yeah, and we have a 2-0 lead off the great team plays coming out from RR3. And IRVL and Limbo hooking up once again. And like I said before, if Limbo is still LFT, he shouldn't be for very long. RR3 should definitely pick this guy up and use him going forward.
Limbo off the backboard. That hit that ramp to kick out to Speed Freak, but he didn't get it cleanly. Now Andom the other way comes up empty. And more trouble for Luminescence. It's IRVL all the way downfield. Speed Freak challenged as well. And now Limbo got to go up, plays that out. It's Andom with a shot. Bilbo trying to get in the way of IRVL. Couldn't stop him from getting his 3rd save. 3 saves on the 4 shots that have come from Luminescence. They all come from IRVL on the saves. Now a minute 15. Bilbo a shot looking for the corner. Couldn't find it. And Speed Freak up the ladder as well. This is trouble for IRVL. It's an open net. Tough angle for Clokey, and he can't cut it.
Yeah, and the shot that he had didn't have very much pace on it either. So even if that had been on target, it probably would not have been a good chance. And now Luminescence moving into the last minute definitely need to get something going here as they're down 2 still.
IRVL and Andom challenge there. It's won by RR3 Gaming. And this is going to be a fortunate break perhaps for Luminescence. There's a ball kicked unexpectedly out towards midfield. Andom and Bilbo are both there. They're trying anything at this point. They've got to get real creative, go deep into their bag of tricks, but nothing is working. Andom streaking downfield, but Limbo's going to get there first. 20 seconds left. And away this goes for Speed Freak and IRVL. He can't get the shot on. That certainly would have put it away, but it may be too little too late anyways. Luminescence are running out of time. Only 4 seconds left. They need 2 goals. They can't get any goals. We're going to have another best of 7 to determine who is your Mind Games champion.
We have a bracket reset, and me being a little bit of a foreshadow there, I thought it was going to take absolutely the length. I thought it was going to be a 7-game set, but RR3 proving me wrong, taking it in 5 games, and we've seen so many 5-game sets out of them so far. It's incredible. 18 games total, and RR3 resetting the bracket here in our grand finals.
And doesn't look like there will be any break between these best of 7s. This is not like your RLCS where we have to wait about 10, 15 minutes. We're going to have a second best of 7 just as soon as IRVL is ready to go. So that's how it works here in these double elimination tournaments. Luminescence sent RR3 Gaming down to the lower bracket. RR3 fought their way back through Firewall again with a clean sweep. Then they take out Luminescence in 5 games, 4-1. And that means one more best of 7. Somebody's getting their second loss. Somebody's getting second place. But more importantly, somebody's getting that first place $150 prize as RR3 are ready to go. And Luminescence are just about ready to go. Waiting on Bilbo. He is in. So, Captain Chase, we've just seen RR3 put the boots right to Luminescence. what needs to change for the blue side to come up with a much different series?
Well, I know one thing I can come up with right off the top of my head. Andom was on the receiving end of a couple of own goals that first best of 7. He's got to clean up his defensive play if he wants to give his team a chance. You know, one of them cost them a game, and one of them was the game-winner goal. It went off of the crossbar and then off of Andom. But Luminescence are going to get the first goal of the second best of 7, and they're going to look to take the momentum right out of the sails of RR3.
That's a great shot from Bilbo and exactly what Team Luminescence needed. They're able to get that first goal just over 20 seconds into game 1 of this new series. And another best of 7 is underway as Limbo has this hop away from him. It finds IRVL. That's put in front. Limbo can't get the shot by Andom. And we'll play on now. Limbo thought about going for this. Instead, Speed Freak has it. And boy, that's a tough play to make, trying to center that, flying in from the right side on a ball that's left of the goal. Here's Speed Freak. He's trying again. Got the full boost, didn't get contact. All 3 members of Luminescence in front of the net, but none of them could stop that follow-up from Limbo.
Great shot here from Limbo. IRVL just putting the pressure on, the triple commitment from Luminescence, and Limbo is able to get the shot on target. Andom trying to get back, just unable to get there. That long nose of the Batmobile comes up short, and we have that tie game.
Yeah, whoever wrote this script, they could be hired by Hollywood at this point. This has been a lot of fun. Off the ceiling this goes, and it goes to the corner. Waiting for someone to take over. It's going to be Luminescence for the time being. But RR3 going to get one centered. It's Speed Freak finding Bilbo. They're not teammates, so that pass doesn't work out. And IRVL, I think Speed Freak clipped him on the way up. And Andom's shot's going to go well wide. It'll draw out Speed Freak. And, you know, you wonder if there is any kind of strategy for Luminescence to try and shut down any particular player for RR3 Gaming. We've talked about Speed Freak, but really IRVL has kind of been a monster to deal with in this particular series as he clears another one downfield. He is everywhere he's needed to be, looking for the demo, trying to take out Andom. Andom had to back up way back to the ramp at the back of the goal, but he avoided the contact.
Yeah, and thankfully for the miss of the contact, they're able to get the ball out of their defensive zone. And they're looking to get this back here. They want the lead. They want to get game number 1 and put the momentum in their sails and really put the pressure on RR3.
So now Clokey challenged by Limbo. That's going to be cleared away by Bilbo and Andom. And now they've got to race back. Bilbo will send this away right down the middle. And a good challenge as well by, looked like Clokey getting downfield. Here, this comes back, and Andom sends it away. There was someone racing downfield for RR3. Didn't work out, though, as Clokey plays that away from Speed Freak. More importantly than keeping it away from Speed Freak, didn't get it to the center of the field. That's kind of overlooked at this level. Make sure you get that off to the corner. Sometimes it's easy to forget the basics. Here's Bilbo looking for Clokey. Can't find him. He finds IRVL. And a shot that Andom has to barely get a piece of. Well, he made that look interesting. Limbo trying to get contact on anybody through the front of the goal. He can't. Now he'll center again, but Bilbo clears that away. Now pressure's picking up for RR3. It just seems like a matter of time before they break this tie.
Yeah, normally you'll see the defense finally crack, but this time for Luminescence, they don't crack. And another chance for them to get a goal. RR3 had all 3 members of their defense right in front of the goal. If they could have gotten that through, we would have seen a tie game. Or, sorry, the 2-1 game, rather. I missed looking. But we're going to see it anyway. Andom putting the one in the back of the net.
Yeah, Andom, all eyes have kind of been on him. He had a rough first series, but what a beautiful touch there. Getting over IRVL. Read that perfectly coming off the back wall. IR did not. And Luminescence have the lead here in game 1 of this second best of 7. This is the one that decides everything. There's no more after this, as IRVL will sky one up, and he's got an open net. Andom was in an awkward spot. He can't make the save here. Speed Freak ties the game.
And Speed Freak, like we've said before, a very good console player, one of the best we've seen here at Mind Games, and a great shot. Andom not able to get that paddle of a car on the ball to keep it out. And we're tied back up here with 1:17 left.
And it's going to be taken by RR3 initially, but watch this coming back. It's a shot off the corner, then just over the crossbar, and Bilbo was stopped for a moment, but he seems to be fine now. Clokey comes up empty, not able to connect at all with that shot, and Limbo's going to collect a full tank and not go after this as it rolls out. Now Speed Freak is waiting patiently. He's going to get his chance to center. Andom is there, and Andom got a piece of that. That disrupts Speed Freak's play. 40 seconds left here in game one. And another clear going back the other way as Luminescence and RR3 continue to battle. They've put on a great show for us here for 2 whole matches, 10 games between them. And now this is the 11th game that these two have played against each other. It's the first game of our final best of 7. Speed Freak waiting at the net. He may be called on here if there's another counterattack from Luminescence. 14 seconds to go. Speed Freak coming up, and the shot's going to be sent away by Clokey. Clokey through the air, and that's easily going to be sent back in. Really disjointed attacks on both sides. One final foray into the zone for RR3. Maybe now for Luminescence. That's going to drop down. Clokey got the shot with no time on the clock to win it for Luminescence.
And that was so close to the ground. I thought it was for sure going to be on the ground. Clokey just sneaking it over the line and giving Luminescence game 1 victory.
Wow, what a sequence there at the end for Luminescence. It was a block up in the air that looked like it was going to kill this and force overtime. But Luminescence find a way to steal the victory with no time on the clock. And game 1, 7 shots later, goes to the number 2 seed. You know, we've talked about Luminescence, just the way they have gone through this bracket. And nobody really expected, if you looked at all the numbers, that this is the team that would be the favorite going into the finals. But here they are. Again, with only 15 assists as a team, they get one there on that game-winning goal. But you know, it seems like they play a very grindy defensive style. So for them to come up with 3 goals there to win game 1, that seems like a monumental feat for them.
Yeah, it seems like Luminescence has been getting a lot of the greasy goals, you know, the rebounds off of the poor clears and stuff like that. And that's what's really put them in a good situation. You know, even in that last goal, they were able to get the goal off of the missed clear by RR3. But we'll see what happens here as we have started into game number 2.
And IRVL going to pop one up to Limbo. He's got enough boost to follow this up. But Clokey has the save. And he's going to clear this one away as well, looking for Bilbo. That's a good challenge by Limbo to keep it in play. Off the corner, and Speed Freak can't get this on target. It is in front, though, if somebody intercepts this. It is. And Speed Freak stopped by Bilbo there. Boy, that's a lot of quality defense coming out right now for Luminescence. They just need to clear the zone. That's been their biggest problem in this game so far. The first minute has belonged almost exclusively to RR3 Gaming. And Andom's going to clear this down the middle. They finally get onto the orange side of the field.
It's felt like that ball has been in the blue side for the entirety of that first minute, and just now it's looking like it's going to go back here, but not for long. It seems like the ping pong starting to come out between these two teams.
Off the ceiling here. Clokey can't get there. Bilbo goes right in front of Andom for the save. Now IRVL, eye off the backboard, nobody to follow it up. And Bilbo's shot's going to be wide. That'll draw out Limbo, but Clokey can't follow this up. And so we just continue on here, scoreless with very few opportunities. Initially, it was the Luminescence defense, and now it seems more maybe nerves or something is getting to these players. They're just in a sequence right now where they can't really get solid contact. Speed Freak finds IRVL. That's a change of pace. But this goes off the corner. Andom couldn't find a teammate, and Speed Freak opens up the scoring.
What a shot there by Speed Freak, and a challenge by RVL on the clear from Andom is what sets up this whole goal, allowing the ball to pound off of that corner, giving Speed Freak the wide open net.
So the lone console player in this grand final and really in these playoffs coming up big yet again, and so is IRVL. The team's leading scorer strikes again.
What a touch here. It's going to get the rebound off of the backboard. Tire touch to go in, and good use of the ball. Good use of the car to hit that ball in.
That was good use of the ball, too, putting it right in the net. As we are looking at a tied series, if RR3 can hold this lead, and they haven't blown many leads, so credit to them. When they get in front, they can usually hang on. Here's Clokey, gonna have that go off of IRVL, and Bilbo comes up empty. That's gonna leave Andom to deal with Speed Freak. Now Clokey trying to get this out, and he does. Big time dunk downfield. Clokey, when they've needed him most, he comes through every time.
And showing again why he is one of the better players in this tournament, as he was one of the top leading scorers for this team. I believe Andom was tied with him at 12 goals as well. So good job by Clokey there to get that dunk goal and give the team of Luminescence a chance.
If you're wondering, if you care at this point, how this series went in the regular season, it was, in fact, Team Luminescence taking it 2-1 over RR3 Gaming, but that doesn't seem to matter because this seems like a much different RR3 team than anybody has seen all season long. It's Clokey all the way downfield waiting for this, and he's looking to get started again, but IRVL takes him out on the wall. That's going to slow down the Luminescence attack. They've still got 2 minutes to work with as Clokey plays another one in. Tried to stay up in the air for that clear from IRVL, but he's not able to keep that alive. Bilbo rolls that out in front, and IR is stopped by Andom. 90 seconds left, Captain Chase, and Luminescence, boy, you talk about a team that's just on again, off again. At times they've looked brilliant defensively, and at times they've just been beaten soundly by RR3 on the attack. So we see what happens here. Nothing goes from this attack. What are their chances of coming back here in this final minute plus as Limbo tries to float one in? He gets the double touch, and now their chances, I would assume, just got a lot more bleak.
Yeah, absolutely. That great double touch from Limbo. Good control of his car to get this rebound and good recognition of where the ball was going to go. Reads that perfectly to give him a goal on the board, and a goal for each player from RR3 gives him that 3-1 lead.
So Clokey's going to play one downfield, looking for Bilbo, can't find him. And Luminescence in danger of losing this 1-0 series lead. Andom with a big save, his third. That's 7 saves as a team. And the saves are all well and good. They're nice for padding the stats, but right now they need to be on offense. And, oh, that could be an own goal. It was off of IRVL or Speed Freak. Couldn't tell which one. And away this goes back down to the Luminescence side. So they caught a real fortunate break. Could not capitalize. And now they're back on defense, trailing by 2 goals in game 2. Away this goes with 30 to go. And, Captain, it's looking very slim now for Luminescence.
Very bleak. And if that one goes in too, what a great save there by Andom. But if that had gone in, that would have been the dagger and the nail in the coffin, whichever phrase you want to use. But it's not looking good still as 10 seconds left. Looks to be too much to overcome.
Only 7 seconds left. We've seen late heroics from Luminescence already. 1 second if they can score here. They have a chance on the kickoff, but they don't. And RR3 Gaming ties up the series, and buckle your seatbelts. We're in this for the long haul.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a very back and forth series. I'm interested to see if RR3 can do what they did in the last one, or if we're going to see maybe a Game 7. Maybe my predictions were backwards. Maybe I was thinking that it was going to be a Game 7 in our second set. We'll find out, though. RR3 played very well there, as you see there. A goal apiece and just offensive domination. 12 shots on goal to 3. So you got to see something change up here from Luminescence.
So they've played now 12 games against each other just today alone. Boy, you don't usually play this many games against the same people unless you're scrimming them. But now we're about to kick off game number 13 between Luminescence and RR3 Gaming. They've each taken a series. Of course, Luminescence took the 5-gamer in the upper bracket finals, and RR3 won in 5 games in the first Grand Final Series. They reset the bracket. If you're just joining us, the Speed Freak gets the shot here. It's going to be just high, and now it's a 3-on-1. Back the other way. They go over the defense, and Bilbo's going to score and walk away.
Good job. Quick counterattack. It was a 3-on-1. Limbo and Speed Freak playing up together too much, and they were too close together. No rotation back to help out IRVL as he challenged at midfield, but loses out to give Luminescence the opening goal.
Yeah, Bilbo, his eyes had to have lit up when he saw that he only had 1 defender to beat and 2 teammates with him. It was like taking candy from a baby as IRVL waits to try and pass this off. Bilbo there to intercept, but Limbo gets there ahead of Andom. And now Limbo's going to send one down looking for IRVL, not finding him. And Bilbo's going to pop one up for Clokey. He got that over the defense. Limbo comes up empty. Bilbo's got his second.
Great passing play here between Bilbo and Clokey, working very well together in this game so far. We are not even a minute in, and they've got 2 goals, playing so strong, trying to make this a 2-1 series lead for them.
And a kickoff going just about neutral. It'll be taken by Andom and Luminescence as they try to send a message here in Game 3. And it's IRVL sending this one out. That's going to be sent right back in. So Speed Freak has to try and get the clear. 4 shots already for Luminescence. None for RR3 Gaming. They can barely get out of the zone. This is what Luminescence was dealing with last game. They couldn't get onto the orange side of the field for a while. And Bilbo trying to keep this attack alive. He can't. And it'll be Speed Freak coming through. Andom's got that easily. Disjointed team play right now for RR3 Gaming. They just can't get it going right now. Andom playing a little bit of interference there in front of the net. And Speed Freak, all he can do is slam that off the ceiling. And Limbo actually centered that off the corner. It's set up for Bilbo looking for a hat trick. That's going to be sent away. Now IRVL, he's met at midfield. And another one coming in from Bilbo. And Limbo had to shade back defensively. Good thing, because another shot came in and he had to stop it. 3 minutes to go here in Game 3. It's not maybe as important as your Game 5 would be, but right now a lot of momentum at stake here in this final best of 7 as Speed Freak lets Bilbo go over top. He knew that was nowhere close.
Yeah, and Luminescence is playing very well, keeping that midfield defense on point, making sure that RR3 is stuck in their defensive zone, as it's been that way for a good portion of the first half of game number 3. And Luminescence continuing the pressure here as they get it right back in after the good clear from RR3.
RR3 still on the defensive end, and that's going to be trouble for Limbo. Andom is denied right at point-blank range. Limbo getting his 4th save, and finally a shot from Speed Freak. That's the first shot of Game 3 for RR3 Gaming, as they have been under siege quite a bit from Luminescence. It's Bilbo here in the corner. He's stuffed by IRVL, but that's not quite going to be on target. And away it goes from Bilbo. He'll just give a little token pressure, try to make Speed Freak feel uncomfortable. And Speed Freak, boy, he came very close to getting a masterful centering pass off, but nobody was back to guard the clearance from Clokey, and he's on the board to make it 3-0.
IRVL and Limbo were both on the same side of the field. Playing very thin is RR3. You see all 3 players on the left-hand side of the field. That's something that you need to correct if you are RR3.
Just about 100 seconds remaining for RR3 to get anything going here offensively. And they are not going to, at least right now. IRVL stuffed by Andom. This is a much different Luminescence team than we've seen all tournament long. Even the series they won against RR3, they didn't look this good. As Limbo plays this out. And they still can't get downfield. Clokey keeps it in the zone. Good grief, another clearance attempt from Speed Freak. That's going to be trouble for Limbo to clear up, and he does. And now a missed hit from Clokey. There's a shot from Limbo. That's stopped by Andom. Nobody there to follow it up, though, in RR3. I think they may have accepted their fate here in Game 3. Only a minute to go, down by 3.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a 2-1 series lead for Luminescence going into game number 4. They may be looking to do to RR3 Gaming what they had received in this second best of 7. So we'll see what happens, as with 40 seconds left, they still have that 3-goal lead, and really only still one shot from RR3.
Clokey is going to play one out. It's right at Limbo with 30 to go. They're trying to avoid the shutout at the very least. Empty net, and Speed Freak came up empty. That's just been a summary of how things have gone for RR3 here in Game 3. When they finally get an opportunity, they can't convert. It's looking like a shutout for Luminescence at this rate, and a lot of momentum going on into Game 4. Luminescence, they did not hold much of a lead in the previous series. They've got a big lead here in Game 3, and they send a message to RR3.
It's something we saw last one as well. They had a big win in their lone win in the first series against RR3 in this grand final, and now they got another 4-0 win here and looking to put a stamp on this series.
And the only question is, will it be more? It will not. Luminescence. Wow. What a show in Game 3, taking a 2-1 series lead. And now for RR3 Gaming, only 2 shots against the 12-shot barrage that they faced. What needs to change? How are they going to get into the blue zone and get some shots to try and get back in this series?
Well, one thing I noticed, like I said, with one of the other goals coming out from Luminescence, they were playing very thin. You see all 3 players on the same side of the field. Normally when you're playing threes, you want to set up across the field for a passing play, and that's what I usually do with my team, is I'll set up across the field looking for the pass. And when that comes, it's a good opportunity, especially if you're behind all of the defense and they don't see it coming. Coming out of nowhere like that can really surprise the defense, and then they'll be having to pay attention to what you're doing. Really keep them off their off guard in the defensive side.
So all eyes may be turned to Speed Freak. He's been, the driving force for RR3 Gaming. He needs to be more so now with them facing an uphill battle. Down 2-1 in this second series to Luminescence. They took them in 5 last time. We know that if RR3 want to win this series, it'll take at least 6. But this is a good start as IRVL opens it up.
Yeah, good job on the kickoff here, and good control of the car, getting that rebound. Great read. Gets the Devo, as they call it in OCE, and we heard all about that in RLCS, but good shot there to get the lead.
And 6 seconds gone by. Here's the ensuing kickoff. It's going to be Bilbo to take possession for Luminescence, and Andom knocks him out of the way. It actually works out because Andom's going to have a better chance getting downfield, but he couldn't center. Bilbo takes this away. Limbo didn't get a real good clear. He angled that downward like it was a pass. And now Andom lobbing one in. Here comes Bilbo, and he's met by IRVL. Clokey with a follow-up. That's saved by Limbo. More shots and more saves on the side of RR3 Gaming, but they still hold a 1-0 lead. And now Clokey, that's off the backboard. Follow-up from Bilbo. Matter of time. Their 4th shot gets through.
I saw that coming out as a great touch from Clokey off the back wall. IRVL was on the wall trying to get the clear as well, but Speed Freak overcommitting into the net, not able to get the stave, and we're tied back up.
Back and forth they go here in Game 4. Clokey, backboard, finds IRVL. That's a great power clear all the way down. And this will drop straight down to Speed Freak. It'll pop up, and IRVL is wisely going to go back. Andom, has possession, and that's going to be off the backboard for Limbo to send away. On target, IRVL will have it drop down, and Limbo is there off the crossbar. Now it's Clokey to send this away. Boy, that was a dangerous moment for Team Luminescence. As Bilbo will wait, Limbo's got it. Can he center this? He got it through Clokey, but Bilbo sends the ball away from Speed Freak. That's a good clearance and a quick reaction as Clokey has to deal with Andom and Speed Freak battling with each other. Now another shot in. That gun goes right in. IRVL shot it right through the defense.
You see that demo coming out from Speed Freak on Cloaky, and it allows the 3-on-2, the power play chance for RR3. They take full advantage, and they get the goal.
So the lead now for RR3 Gaming. They needed shots on goal. By goodness, they've got them. They are still getting outshot, but the quality of shots is right up there. Andom lobbing this downfield, and Limbo's right there for it. Good challenge by Limbo over Cloaky with a full tank over Bilbo, but I think Bilbo just barely got a piece, and Limbo comes up empty. Cloaky might have been there to make the stop anyways. Andom needs to save this, and he does, denying IRVL a 3-1 lead.
RR3's played a lot better this game. Sorry for cutting you off there, but RR3's played a lot better this game, putting on a little bit more pressure and just putting the shots where they need to be to get through the defensive Luminescence.
It'll be Speed Freak trying to get this downfield. He can't. Andom brings it back in. Low line drive shot's going to be just wide. And now Bilbo, quick recovery on the wall. He did well to get that in front. It's Cloaky who's there, and Limbo gets one away from Andom. Limbo taking his time, draws out the defender. IRVL off the backboard, and Cloaky will send it away. Speed Freak has to retreat. He could not come up as the third rotation, and it remains 2-1 with 2 minutes left. Here's IRVL looking for Limbo, cherry picking downfield. Instead, the shot from IRVL into an empty net.
Great job, IRVL, putting his team on his back with a hat trick here. And you see the miss by Andom with nobody in the net for Team Luminescence will cost them the goal. Andom has been on the receiving end of some of my criticism in the last series, and here again, needing to get that touch to keep this a 1-goal game.
Oh, Limbo with a big savage dunk. Somebody check on Bilbo to make sure he's okay.
Putting him on the poster here. Great job by Limbo. Get that 3-goal lead for RR3, and I'm almost positive they're not going to give up. We haven't seen them give up a 3-goal lead yet today, and I don't think we're going to here.
And it looks like this series is going to be all tied up, and we very well could be headed for an epic 7-game series here in the grand finals. 2-1 the lead right now for Luminescence, but right now the scoreboard tells a much different story as Limbo tries to clear. That's going to kick out in front. IRVL alone in the net. Andom's going to drive one right through. Big goal for him. Big goal for Luminescence.
Yeah, they definitely needed that goal to get back on the attempt at the comeback. And with a 2-goal deficit with a minute and a half left, it's going to be a tall order to get through the defense of RR3.
They have less than 90 to go as Bilbo takes the kickoff for Luminescence, and Bilbo got that back to Andom. Cloaky waiting patiently. I think he was waiting for that corner boost. Don't think it spawned. And Andom's going to play this through. It's right there for Limbo. Double commit for Luminescence. May not hurt them too much, though, as Bilbo gets downfield. And IRVL has that kick off of him, and Andom's right there for it. Less than a minute to go now. Ball going the wrong way for Luminescence. Bilbo looking for a second touch off his own backboard. It works out for Andom. He avoids Limbo, but not for long. Limbo gets the demo. After all, Cloaky takes it, though. It was just handed to him, and this is a 1-goal game.
The patience from Cloaky, waiting, and Limbo puts it right to him. You would think that Limbo would have saw that happening, but he did not, and unfortunately, for RR3, they have given up 2. Will they see a third one come through to tie this up?
Maybe, as Bilbo wins that challenge and IRVL will have the save. We've seen Limbo make a few clearances that were angled downward, and we've seen him get picked off a few times. That time was the worst of it for RR3 Gaming. Luminescence are now back within 1 as Speed Freak plays one down. Looking for another touch, couldn't get it. This is off the backboard. Andom set up in net, and Cloaky took out Limbo, so there was no rotation there. Bilbo waiting with a full tank. It's going to be him who takes it, actually. Cloaky gives way. That wasn't a great ball from Bilbo, though. Down to 3 seconds left, and RR3 looking to level the series. They'll do so if this ball touches down. Here's Andom. He can't get there. Tie series.
2 games apiece. We're going to have a best of 3 for the last 3 games here. Who's going to come out on top? It's looking like it's going to be a very back and forth series as we've seen so far. Each team taking a game apiece, and then now once again doing the same thing here in the last 2 games, in games 3 and 4. Luminescence, you guys played well in game number 3. You guys played a tough game number 4. Well, technically, yes, it's best of 3, as you see there, as IRVL said. Speaking of IRVL, he played well that game. That hat trick, putting his team on his back. That is the difference maker here in this game.
Yeah, they've played 14 games with each other now in this tournament, and it will come down to these final 3 games as soon as Luminescence is ready to go. And, one little theme you've kind of noticed here is the losing team has certainly taken their sweet time getting ready for the next game. It's, I think the gravity of the situation is really starting to reach these players. They're actually understanding there's a lot on the line here with these grand finals. Everything you've worked for from the opening qualifiers all the way to now comes down to just these 2 or 3 games that come up here. And here we go. Game 5, 2 games apiece. And we'll see who takes the kickoff for Luminescence. We would think it would be Bilbo. It is not. It's Andom and it's Speed Freak, both on the same side. And Bilbo will try to play this downfield. He'll be cherry picking there, looking to center that. He can't. And a loose ball popped up by IRVL. Limbo and IRVL after the same ball. Let's see if that results in any trouble for them. Luminescence quickly downfield. Clokey drop pass for Bilbo, but Bilbo not able to get there in time. This will kiss the ceiling for Luminescence. IRVL sends it away. Quick pace of play early on here in Game 5, but maybe a little too quick for their own good. The passes aren't quite on point for either Luminescence or RR3. Now it's IRVL to send this away. That's going to bank in on target. It's a shot. Officially the first of Game 5, and it's sent away by Limbo. Another shot in from Clokey. Limbo stopped that one too. A third shot in. That's going to find the mark. It's Andom.
The barrage of shots coming in from Luminescence, you see there, is finally going to pay off as Andom putting that underneath the crossbar. IRVL seemed to be really low on boost there. Not able to make the save as we hit the first minute of play.
Kickoff going the way of Luminescence with a 1-0 lead. Make it 2. Andom sending a message. He's gone off to start Game 5.
And this is something we needed to see out of Andom, as he's been on the receiving end of the goals against from RR3. It's good job here to get the second one for him and give Team Luminescence a chance at winning Game 5.
Only just more than a minute gone by. RR3, their heads have got to be spinning right now. IRVL can't get possession here. It's Andom and Clokey trying to set up Bilbo. They did. That's going to be high. And Clokey can't get around on the shot. That pinches off of IRVL downfield. And now Limbo has this. Away it goes for Team Luminescence. Again, we've talked about how unspectacular their regular season was. They came in with a goal differential of 0. They came in with 15 assists as a team. Not numbers that are going to wow you by any means, but here in the playoffs, they have been clinical. They have stuck to their guns. They've played a lot of low-scoring games. They've played very scrappy Rocket League, and it has worked out for them. It may work out for a big chunk of this $250 as Bilbo plays one out, trying to extend their lead, trying to get downfield to do so, but Limbo has other plans, trying to keep the attack alive for RR3. Now Andom. He'll try to get one through. He got by one, could not get by the second. That's well done defensively. And now Limbo, met by Bilbo. And we're just waiting for someone to really take over this game. So far it's been Luminescence, but right now it seems like momentum is there for the taking. Cloaky's going to get it started for Luminescence. He'll find Bilbo, looking for Cloaky again. That's going to be cleared away. And, well, this does kind of look like Firewall back in that first series against RR3. They're not letting RR3 get downfield too often, and when they do, the ball's coming right back down to the orange side.
Yeah, that's what you want to be doing right now with that 2-0 lead if you're Luminescence. Just play the possession game, keep the ball in the offensive side, and not allow any quality chances from RR3. As you see on the scoreboard, 0 shots coming out so far, and we are pushing into the 2-minute remaining area, so they got to get something going here.
Cloaky trying to clear that from the back line. Bilbo didn't really get a good touch. It does just waste a few more seconds. And maybe Luminescence is content to do that. Maybe force RR3 into a situation where they've got to all press forward. Andom puts it off his own post. It works as a save, or actually a clear, but a loose ball in front taken by Limbo, and RR3 are not done just yet.
A greasy goal coming out from RR3. A great challenge from Speed Freak. Sets this whole play up. Being that table setter like he's been all season long here in Mind Game League. And that will cut the deficit to 1 for RR3.
Only 82 seconds remain in regulation. It's Bilbo looking to get that goal right back. It's going to angle straight down, though, from IRVL, and give him credit. He made that realization very quickly, and he actually played that away from the back wall himself. So IRVL bails his team out of a situation he created, and Speed Freak is now on the attack. That's been dangerous words for Luminescence to think about, because he has been a nightmare for everybody, but everybody misses here. Fire down and in from Cloaky. Their leading scorer does it again.
Cloaky giving that 2-goal lead back to Luminescence. A Bardowski as that drops straight into the net. And the misrotations coming back to haunt RR3 once again.
Speed Freak was the one who kind of gave up possession there, and you gotta imagine he's got to be kicking himself after that one. Big shot from IRVL, but it goes just wide. Well, the defenders were just watching that, hoping it hit the post, and it did. Another great centering pass, though, but nobody's there. And now IRVL comes up, but it's a 2-goal game. Hey, the winner here is 1 win away from winning the grand finals, and a savage demo from Bilbo. That takes out Limbo and probably takes out any chance that RR3 had of coming back here in Game 5. They're going to give it the old college try, though, as Limbo's going to come up. He gets that by Andom. That's going to be in front, but Bilbo just dumps it off to the corner. 7 seconds left. Now down to 3 seconds. Not enough time for 2 goals. It is ball game in Game 5. RR3 are facing elimination as Luminescence are on the hill.
1 game needed from Luminescence to win this tournament and become our Mind Game League champions. RR3 with a tall order here going into Game 6. Need to bring the pressure back that they had in Game number 4 if they want to even have a chance at forcing a Game 7.
Team Luminescence in closeout games, they are undefeated in this tournament. They had a 3-0 sweep over the Bluebirds, and then they had Game 5 against RR3 was their only chance to close out that series. They did, and now they've got a chance to close out the tournament and the entire Mind Games League season. It comes down to Game 6 for RR3 Gaming. Everything on the line in the opening kickoff, going nowhere. It's going to be Cloaky getting the first shot, and a save by Limbo to start things off. Here's IRVL. He gets by Andom, trying to get by Bilbo as well. Not going to happen. And Cloaky's going to let loose with a drive. That's going to miss Limbo, and the follow-up from Cloaky, he planned that all the way.
Sees the whole play develop in front of his very eyes as Limbo not in a good position. Cloaky puts it behind him, too, and a great shot. He had 0 boost going into that shot to go into the back of the net, so really good play there by Cloaky to get the lead.
It's been really fun watching these two teams play, really watching these entire finals. And it would be a shame to see it end here. Why not have a Game 7? Here's Cloaky. Gonna find Bilbo? No, he's not. Instead, it's Limbo. And Bilbo has to recover on the back wall. Luminescence has been impressive at times. There have been other times where it's maybe not so much. But right now, they've done just enough. They have the lead here in Game 6. It's their closeout game as Andom climbs the ladder. Needs another touch. Limbo's going to beat him to it. And Speed Freak misses this. IRVL is there behind him. And a little pop-up for Speed Freak. Andom is there. That, believe it did get over him cleanly. Can't imagine Andom would have got a piece of it. And IRVL will tie the game very early.
Yeah, and you see a double commitment between Andom and Bilbo there. Clokey tries to just waste a little bit of time, but not able to get back as the defensive Luminescence. And we have a tie ball game here as we push through the first minute.
Last season, if you'll recall, the Grand Finals went 7 games. It was this exact situation as Copenhagen Flames had to win games 6 and 7. They did. That's the task that's facing RR3 Gaming right now. A pop-up here for Bilbo. He got that off the bounce and drives it home.
Great shot from Bilbo. And a good setup from Andom, pounding that off the ceiling, allows Bilbo to have freedom to do what he wants. IRVL tries to get up for that, just not able to do so. And unfortunately for RR3, they find themselves back down here in game number 6.
This is a great kickoff for Luminescence, not so much for RR3. But it's going to be RR3 that takes possession in the end. Clokey now onto it. That mid boost is not going to spawn. Wouldn't you know it, it does right after he passes. And what a play set up for Andom. And he could not convert. Now looking for Speed Freak. Can't find him. Bilbo, full boost and a shot on target. Limbo with a stop. A big drive stop by IRVL, but nobody's there and Andom scores. Everybody from Luminescence is on the board.
1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. It's going to go in eventually here. IRVL tries his best to get it away, but puts it right back up the middle, and the goal will go in. Great pressure from Luminescence.
Luminescence are 3 minutes plus away from ending this season. Here's Clokey with a launch shot in, and that's going to be sent away by IRVL. Bilbo sends this out to center, and Limbo's got that one. Now Limbo looking for the shot. He's found it, but it's going to be wide. And Bilbo is all the way back already. Clokey over to Andom. Luminescence is feeling it now. It is target practice in the finals.
They're popping off here right now. Great passing play. 1-2-3 passing play. Gets the whole team involved. And a great shot from Andom will give them the 3-goal lead.
Right at the halfway mark, and RR3 Gaming, if they're going to force Game 7, it will take a Herculean effort. Clokey throws one across. There it starts there. IRVL getting it going right after the goal that made it 4-1.
Yeah, and a bad play by Clokey, setting it across the middle with a retreating defender of Andom. Not able to get there and blocked a shot. We have a 2-goal game again at the crack of halftime.
And a challenge there right at midfield. It's going to be another face-off, basically, as Andom has this go straight down on him, and Limbo has the clear. Comes up empty, though, and Andom's going to get a good challenge. Now looking for a better centering pass, and instead IRVL is there. So for RR3 Gaming, they have not given up just yet. Down by 3 goals, they got 1 back. They still have 2 minutes, and as we know, 2 minutes, even 1 minute, is an eternity in Rocket League. It's going to feel even longer for Luminescence if RR3 are able to pick up this aggression. Here's Speed Freak trying to clear this away. Somebody's got to go get this ball. Instead, they're going to wait. And Speed Freak still stopped that somehow. Clokey put that right on him. Limbo looking to get this downfield. He finds Speed Freak, but the pass wasn't great. Now Speed Freak lets Limbo pop this up. Dropping down, and IRVL just pops it to the corner. RR3 are starting to pick it up here. That sense of urgency is starting to set in. They know it's going to be all hands on deck here. Off the corner, there's a chance for IRVL, and Andom got in the way. How big has Andom been after that first series was close to a disaster for him? He has come up huge here in what could be the clincher for Luminescence.
Yeah, he's playing very well defensively, a lot better than in that first series, and you're seeing him get in the way of shots a lot better, and he's looking for another goal here, and so is Clokey, but that 3-goal lead with a minute left would be a mountain to overcome.
This is popped up, and it's going to be Limbo. Through the air, needs something special, doesn't quite have it, and Andom swats it away. And again, it's back to the drawing board. Clokey denied by IRVL. Doesn't officially count as their 7th save, but it might as well. Limbo trying to leave that for IR. It doesn't work. 30 seconds left. Now it's desperation time for RR3 Gaming. They need 2 goals to force overtime, let alone game 7. Down to 15 seconds. They collide to Clokey and Andom, but Bilbo bails them out. And the ball heads down to the orange side. 10 seconds left. One last chance, and Speed Freak comes up empty. Final seconds tick away. It is indeed Luminescence's time to shine. They are your Mind Games Season 4 champions.
Congratulations to Luminescence, and well played by RR3. Luminescence, I mean, that was an incredible show there, as you see BreastQuest in here saying, great run, thanks for the show. It was a great game, great series, and Andom coming up clutch for the second set. I mean, he was incredible. The change from the first set to the second one, it was great.
Yeah, Andom, you could kind of tell that he took that first series personally, and boy, did he answer back. I think if you were looking for an MVP for that entire second series, you'd be looking at Andom, if not maybe Clokey, because, again, just when Clokey's goals came, they were right when Luminescence needed them most. And just every goal was a super swingy, high momentum shift goal. Boy, Luminescence put on an absolute show. Really, RR3 did as well. We saw them in literally every match that we brought to you today. And every match that we saw went at least 5 games, with the exception of the sweep over Firewall.
Yeah, and that was in the lower bracket. That was in the lower bracket final too. That knocked Firewall out of the tournament. But it was a great night here at Mind Games Esports, and I'm thankful to have casted with you, Stax. So thank you for helping me out here in the booth. I've been here for all but the first week of Mind Game League, so I thank Mind Game League for having me on as well all season long. Thank you to Pat Burtz and BreastQuest and Bosla running the cameras behind the scenes. And Stax, anything else you'd like to say?
No, I just want to say this has been an absolute pleasure. Got to work a lot of Season 3 alongside Tom Kelly and company, and working this grand final with you. It was a lot of fun. It's been a great pleasure, and hope to come back to do a lot more with the Mind Games League, especially when Season 5, whenever that may be, rolls around. Captain Chase, I think it's only appropriate that you send us off here with Team Luminescence as your grand final champions.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stax, once again. Luminescence, you are our champions tonight, and it was a great, well-fought battle in our second best of 7 there, and winning it in 6 games. Incredible show and incredible playing by you guys. Thank you all for coming out tonight to watch us here at Mind Games Esports and see our champions come out on top of Team Luminescence. We will see you guys next week. I believe that we are having our weekly schedule, our weekly tournament starting next week. So come back next Sunday at 7 p.m. BST to witness some more great Rocket League here at Mind Games Esports. This is Captain Chase for everybody here at Mind Games. Have a great night, and we will see you next week.